Hello and welcome to session 39 of Curse of Strahd. I'm DB Welcome to the channel, everybody. Joining us on this grand adventure. This next session should be a pretty interesting one. We had a major fight and things got pretty crazy. But before moving forward, I pass it on to MTC as normal to see if there's any updates or news.
Um, no real updates or changes or news or anything like that. Big shout out to our artist, the Bean Art, as always, and also to Afternoon Maps, who has an amazing Patreon. You should go check them out. They provide a lot of the maps that we use for a number of our combat scenes, and they do some really great work. It's really not a lot to go contribute and help them out. You should definitely do that. Other than that, I think that's all I got.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So before we get started in the actual game, let's introduce all the players in this particular session. So I'll go first. As your host, I'm DB Fig. I play Kelma Den, the feral tiefling monk, a good guy with absolutely no social skills whatsoever. So next, I pass it on to Blueness.
Hi, I'm Blueness. I play a Zeral Tiefling Totem Barbarian, and I'm a bit too trusting. Oh, and I'm a werewolf too. And I'll pass it on to Chi.
Hey, I am Chi. Once Osgood Nima Wayburn was a freaking badass mystery man. Now he's a weirdo who likes fire. Passing that on to MTC.
I am Mountain Troll Chief. I am the Dungeon Master of this campaign, World Runner, NPC Hoarder, um, and future PC of John the Hopeful from Valaki. I'm going to pass this on to Norway.
Hello, I am Nimue. I play Bronwyn Winter, your amazingly charming rogue fighter, who just happens to be a Dampier, which really fun. Great for this world.
Hmm.
On to Wicked.
I'm the Wicked Lefty. I play as Trovik, the barbarian fighter, Minotaur, who likes to thwart the DM every chance he gets.
Yeah, you do. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody. I've come on through. Thanks everyone in the chat for hanging on out. And if you enjoy this stuff, make sure to also subscribe to the One Shot Tavern. You can find the One Shot Tavern on YouTube. Or if you're in the chat right now, just go to the link right there and subscribe to the One Shot Tavern. That's where I will be uploading the VOD of this stream and all the other streams that has to do with D&D, and also anything that I personally do that has to deal with D&D as well. But with that said, I think it's time for all of us to go back into Barovia and enjoy, well, I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but to survive the curse of Strahd.
All right. So, last time in Curse of Strahd, you guys did some fun stuff in a swamp. You ran into a hag who was not so happy with you all being on her land. When you went to go tell her to keep it down so Trovik could get some quality sleep, she got a little bit angry and got upset that you were disturbing her baby. When you decided to try and step away, she made it very clear that you were not allowed to leave her swamp and began to engage in combat. She really didn't know who she was messing with, as through Kelma almost going down and Brandman almost dropping as well, or coming close, I should say, on both accounts. Savari ended up dealing the final blow to Baba the Saga, dropping her to the ground. As all of her creations began to fade away, the group kind of looks around at this town of Berez before them, and any illusion that was still on the town begins to fade away. Brandon was going to search the witch or the hag for anything that might have been on her body, as the group was kind of gathering themselves, and Trovik had calmed himself from his rage. And that's where we left off. So, back in the swamp. Now we need music for a swamp.
Want music.
Swamp music. There you go. Okay, so, Branwyn, as you go over to this now fallen out of the sky skull that this lady is unconscious in, or dead in, I should say, you go and begin to search over her body, and it doesn't take you long to pick through her pockets. You find a silver ring with a blue sapphire in it, and you find in her I'm trying to think. What's the right word? It's gonna kill me now. Basically, in her her pocket of the. I'm trying to think what she's wearing. It's almost like a dress made out of a burlap sack, but she has like a pocket in there, and you kind of reach in and find a small silver-backed mirror.
Oh.
It seems to be wrapped in some sort of cloth. But that's all you would find on her body. Mirror's intact, not shattered from the fall or anything, and the ring is very pretty.
Pocket them.
So that, yeah. The tree has come to rest. The hag is dead, and Trovik, you are inside the hut currently, or inside this little house that's on the back of this tree trunk area. And you cut through the floorboards a bit, and you see. Did you step outside? I can't remember.
No, I'm still in
You're
there. I
still
was getting
inside.
my axe.
That's right. You were getting the axe. That's right. Yep. So you do see what appears to be a glowing red light, or glowing red orb of some kind, in a recess down, like in the basement of this room. Savari, you would also see a glowing red coming from the floorboards from the doorway. And Kelma, you're kind of probably just scraping up goo and staying out of puddles at this point because that shit burns.
I'm just heading my way. I'm just heading my way over to Gaynor just to check up on him.
And as you go to check on him, he looks at you like he's about to say something, and words just don't form. It's just like a garble of sound. This is just kind of like word vomits come out almost. Just like,
I grab him by his collar and I'm just like, Mage, snap out of it. And I'm just like, smacking him across the face a couple times.
And you slap him a couple of times, and he just like looks at you. And he kind of reaches up and he slaps you back one time.
And I just kind of like look at him like something wrong. And I call out for Ozzy. I was good.
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with Mage.
How so?
You just see him like cross his arms as he kind of looks at you.
What's new? Also, I am like 500 feet away.
Nah, you're like not that far away.
Well, not that far, but like you would see me quite far away.
Yeah, I mean you just shouted out, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like waving, shouting out because I see you.
Right. Okay. In that case, he'll make his way over sort of look at him. Huh. Can I like
I
I sort of
mean,
like poke at his hair or like sort of like try
you
to
can do whatever you wish, but realistically, you
check his
can
irises.
walk up and see that there's something wrong. He tries to talk and words
Yeah.
don't form. He
Can I
tries
see
to
about
make
making
rational thought come out and comprehend things, and it just doesn't seem like anything's registering.
And I'll do like a
Yeah.
medicine check type of thing, you know, like check his eyes and the.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I
he's
check
there.
like an Arcana check to see if there's something going on?
Sure, make an Arcana check for me. I mean, you're proficient with your
That's a
medicine enough to
23.
know that he's there. He's just something's wrong. Yeah, you're familiar with magic that can do this. Even without knowing exactly what the spell is, you've heard of something like this before. It's the equivalent of like somebody strong mage casting feeble mind. He is basically what you gather from that is he's in there, but that part's not getting out all the time. He can recognize you all as his friends and will follow you if he's beckoned, but to defend you if you're in danger, but he's not able to make informed, coherent thought per se. You're aware of this
He's
much in y'all's check of him. Both of you would
he's
come
not.
up and gather this together.
Slow nod. We need to get him somewhere safe, but not with us.
Can't you fix him?
No, this is beyond me.
I just kind of turn his head and I kind of look in his eyes. I'm like, we'll get you fixed, mage. And he just, and then he's like, I kind of like you being babbling like this, but I need someone who's willing to do smart comebacks again. So, and I basically kind of grab his arm, like kind of like guide him around with me. I'm like, I look at Ozzy and go, well, you better go check on the rest and make sure they don't get into any more trouble like this guy.
I'll see what I can do.
Alright.
He
The
looks.
rest of you in the as y'all are having that, I would say they're probably doing this in the tavern or
Yeah.
in the hut at the same time. So as you're walking up to them, this is happening. In the hut, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna get the glowy thing.
Absolutely. And you hop down into this basement. There's a lot of random down here. It's almost like this is like a workshop of sorts, and like in the gnarled, rotted trunk of the tree on the inside, there's just this small crevice where this round stone is sitting. But as you reach in to grab it, as you pull it out, it stops glowing. And you feel the entire tree trunk around you and the building above you begin to shake and just shift. And you can almost see the dust coming off of everything as it kind of settles and rocks a little bit. And as you have the stone in your hand, it begins to glow, but it begins to glow, filling in certain runes, and it begins to glow like a vibrant red in certain parts and places. The building shakes for a moment and then settles and calms. And you're now looking down at this right in here. Handouts. This one. Boop.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Yay.
The design on the stone itself is glowing red in your hand.
Anything else around the room?
Make a investigation check for me.
Oh
My
boy.
friend.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh, okey-dokey.
Robic, the
So.
master investigator.
Oh yeah, all the
Just-
investigation.
just
Um,
filibuster until I'm there.
it looks like a lot of junk, a lot of You're sure there's some use for these things, but couldn't tell what the hell it is. Seems like she was a collector, maybe a hoarder of sorts. But it all just looks like trash and junk. There's a small iron cage in the corner that maybe about 6 inches by 6 inches that kind of catches your eye, but it looks weird. But
Is everything okay down there?
I think so. I've got this weird rock.
Weird rock. I hop down.
and you can hop into the hole, and you would
Woohoo!
see the rock in his hand. It's a rock. As he shows it to you, and he's holding it up, and you kind of turn it around and show it to her, you notice, Trovik, that there are words on the backside of the rock in the same red coloring. And the words glow and appear on the side that say, "The Seeker slumbers in her prison. To take her power, there's a price. To vanquish evil, long arisen, she demands a willing sacrifice."
Oh fuck.
Just casually pull out my knife that I used to
You are
slit my
still
You're
arm.
not
outside.
there.
You
There.
are still outside.
Well, I guess that we know what the
Oh.
baby's for. Just kidding. No, that's wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Yes, there's also a baby in the crib above you all that
Oof.
you just jumped down from.
We're supposed to be lawful, right?
Savari, make a perception check, or make an investigation check for me as
I'm
you jump down.
sorry. Since when are we lawful?
Yeah, I'm about to say
Never,
lawful.
ever, never.
Okay, well, I
We're,
mean, I'm
we're
chaotic.
chaotic.
I'm
Okay,
not
so that's a better
chaotic.
check.
Oh, not
So,
me.
as you look around this room of hoarded everythings and bits and baubles and potion vials and random oddities and things that a hag would have, just random collectibles, strings of hair, things like that. An entire wall of strands of hair and fingernails,
Ew.
bits and baubles. A nice looking crystal ball sitting beside all of these bits and baubles on a little pedestal. It's kind of covered up by some stuff, but you can kind of notice it glimmering out. And there is. I messed that up. Ooh. There is a chest in the corner of the room. That is basically almost like under a brown sheet. It's kind of hard to see at first, but you do notice it.
Ooh. I walk over to it.
Mm-hmm. It's a wooden chest. It's got iron rivets on it. Here's the chest. It's at the foot of. As you like move the covering over it back, it's decent sized. It's probably 2x3, 3x4.
It's a mimic, and I open it. I'm just kidding. I will pick it up and try and haul it
Okay.
out of the basement.
Absolutely. I mean, you easily get it up out of the basement. There is a ladder that leads up to the first floor and a trap door attached with it. You can easily hoist something up to there from or throw it up. It's not that far of a drop from the first floor of the basement.
Yep.
But you has a stone, you has a chest. And as you all emerge at about that time, Roman's getting up onto the actual porch of the house-ish area, and Kama's kind of following suit with Osgood walking
Yeah.
behind. And Gaynor and Todd.
I look up and I look for the cages that the person was in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you still see this person in a cage with a number of raven folk. And there is another cage with a bunch of ravens. Well, I say raven folk. Ravens, possibly raven folk, are in both cages, but the one person is transformed back into a human and kind of looks at you all just stark-eyed and scared almost, as he kind of like quietly just, "Who are you?"
Well, we're gonna be the ones to get you out of that damn cage.
We're also friends. I show him the braces and I look to see if there's a lock on the cage.
There
That's
is
a good
lock on the
question. Who
cage.
am I?
It is a regular-looking lock.
Cool.
Each cage is shut. Okay, yeah, it is a lock. It seems to be some sort of an iron lock. You can try and pick it if you wish.
I would like to pick it. And
Absolutely.
as
I was
I'm doing
reading over it, making sure. It was sealed with arcane lock by the lady, but that's gone now. So I had to read up and make sure it was actually still locked, even though it's not arcanely locked.
cool.
Uh,
Wow, you rolled really low.
Yeah.
And still
But I
got a
have plus
17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you go to try and pick this lock, it does not. It doesn't go at first, and then you keep fiddling with it and trying to get it, but you would break whatever tool you were trying to use to open the lock. You do get it open, however. So.
DC 18.
So my tool is broken?
Yes, your lock picking tool.
Fuck.
Yes, but you
I
are
can-
able to. DC was 20, so
Oh.
fall forward. But you do break the tools, but you are able to pick the lock on one of the cages and free the man and the number of birds who all fly out almost immediately as they're able to, and he kind of falls out, barely able to stand. The number of birds fly out and begin to kind of swarm around him for the most part.
Would I notice Nim's tool break at all?
I mean,
I mean, I'm probably
seeing
standing
it.
there
Yeah, she's
swearing.
standing there picking it and looking at it.
I could probably fix that later if you let me swap around my spells.
Sure. Yeah, because I could
Right.
really use these, like, all the time.
Well,
Oh, aye.
there's another cage there. Maybe I could just wedge that open.
Kick it open?
I mean, you can sure try.
All right, I pull out my sword because I'm, I don't know how to open locks, so I just kind of put my
Make
sword where the lock
a-
is and just try to like see if it burns through the lock.
Jeez.
Basically, pulled out a welding torch.
Yeah, make a straight make a dexterity check for me
Dexterity check. All right.
to see how accurate you are in hitting this lock, particularly with this lightsaber blade.
God.
It's a shitty job, but you're able to kind of lop it off for the most part.
Yeah, because I wasn't like going
Kinda
on a
separate.
baseball swing. I was just kind of like, just
Well,
wiggling
no,
it
but
there.
you're poking towards it, trying to melt the
Yeah.
damn thing. And if you aim shittily, you're probably poking a raven on the inside of the cage. These cages are pretty full. They're like sticking out of these things almost. That one guy was squishing like half the ravens. But you are able to melt it off for the most part. In melting it, the cage is kind of like sealed shut at that point. Like you cut
Jeez.
off the lock, but that part itself like seared shut. You could try and pull it off, but
Yeah, I'll
it's
just
not
try to pull it.
locked. It's just
I'll just try. I'll pull out my pole arm this time, and I'll just
and
use it
then
as a leverage.
let's say make a strength check for me. Or athletics check, sure, why not? What's your athletics modifier?
Athletics. Athletics.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go. 21.
Oh, yeah, so it's +6. Yeah, so it'd still be 21. Wow, that's crazy that I rolled the same shit. That's kind of nuts, actually. Yeah, 21. You are able to basically free the iron from itself and wedge this thing open as a number of other ravens and birds begin to fly out.
I turn around, look at Brandon, giving a thumbs up, like, "Hey, I could do that too."
You didn't. You broke the lock.
The birds are out.
The guy who is on the ground is just kind of like out of breath and like hard to breathe. Whatever she did to him to turn him back wasn't just like a hey, lose your shape type thing. Like he's afflicted in some type of way. He's just breathing heavy. It's like he's definitely been hurt by whatever she did. And a number of the other ravens continue to fly around for a moment. One of them kind of circles over this way and kind of transforms out of raven form into humanoid form, and you see a blonde female, probably about 5'3", 5'4", just in tattered rags of clothes, and she just kind of like transforms out. And, thank you for dealing with her first off. It's been weeks. And she's just kind of like, you can see she is exhausted, and all these ravens that are flying around are very half-assedly flying.
No.
But they seem to be safe, possibly able to make it back on their own accord.
Well,
The one on the ground kind of looks up at Bramman and the bracers and just nods and thanks you.
well, get your rest. Stick with us for a bit, if not for a night. Get your rest and then get out of here. If
Really good
anything,
with that.
if you could do us a favor, and I point over to Gaynor and go, we might be traveling different directions. Maybe you could watch him. He's been hurt. And I look at Brandon, I'm like, he can't talk. I don't know what she did to him, but he can't talk anymore.
Oh, this evening keeps getting better and better.
Indeed. And as this conversation has happened, I would say Trovik and Savari are probably coming out of the hut. Everybody meeting on the porch.
Yeah.
I have a
Savari has a
box.
chest.
Is there anything worthwhile in the box? I don't know, but I have a box.
Does it look locked?
That's a good question. Does it look locked? Does it look locked? Make an investigation check for me.
Sure. Investigation.
I'll be fine.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Jeez.
Who here is good at investigating anything anymore? I think that was
I don't
Gaynor's.
think anybody is. I think it was Gaynor. I think I just lost to Gaynor.
I mean, I could just
It
try
might be
and
locked.
I have a
pull it
+7
apart.
to
It might be
investigate.
trapped.
Okay, so we have Adam's good. He can investigate stuff.
Yep. That was literally originally what I min-maxed for.
If you
my
roll a
tool-
1, my heart.
If someone wants to open this thing, my tools are broken anyway. Have fun.
Oh,
I
that'd
will
be
brute
bad.
force
I pull
open this
I
chest.
pull out my stick again. Like,
I-
I mean,
I
it's
can
a
bash
chest.
it open.
You can
Unless you
try
want to
it.
bash it open.
Also,
Let me
isn't there a
handle this.
baby in there? Did you two
Oh,
just
look at
mix
that.
up the baby?
27, boys.
Oh, jeez.
A baby?
That was a nat 20.
That
Jeez.
was
That was a
Nat 20.
natural 20.
That was a nat 20.
Oscar's going to investigate from here on out.
Yeah, for sure.
Just effortlessly.
So as you look at it, it is there is some type of a glyph on the treasure chest itself.
Oh,
Um,
I want to
we
open
probably
it.
shouldn't open this.
I want to open it
But-
so bad.
There's a glyph on the box, and your high investigation check notices you that yes, there is also a baby in the room.
You should not open that yet. We should find a way to diffuse whatever kind of traps on that thing.
I'm
There's a
going to
glyph there.
open it anyway.
Don't fucking do
Walk
that.
away. Then open
I
it.
will walk away. I wouldn't open it near you. I walk off.
I mean, what happened if you hit it really hard?
It will explode, and we're going to lose whatever's
Potentially.
in the chest.
Just let her do her thing.
I just yell out to Savari. I'm like, they're saying it might explode, so brace yourself or something.
Oh Lord.
It's a good thing I'm resistant
I
to
just-
fire.
I just roll my eyes
I
and
used to
wander
be.
off.
You poor
So
thing.
sad.
Am I far away enough?
Yeah, I'd say
Well,
that's
okay.
far away
Like
enough.
what, 20? 20 feet?
Yeah, something like that. Give me a second.
About to
Need
lose
to figure a
Savari.
thing out.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you want me to rage before I do this? I'll rage before I
Is
do
that
it.
not working now? What the hell?
It's whatever you think is going to help you out.
Why is that not working now?
I'm because this.
Oh,
all
before
to-
she hits that stuff, I'm going to climb to the top of this tree. So it can be
There
as
we
a
go.
lookout.
To the top of which tree? The tree
The
you're
actual
on?
tree itself. Yeah, the big tree. Because it was like a giant tree house, right?
It was not a tree house. No, it was
Oh.
a house on a bunch of tree roots. The illusion was it was a giant tree in the center of town.
Okay, I thought it was like a giant tree house thing.
No, it is just a one-floor house with the basement being in the roots of the tree. It is
Okay, I'll still
relatively
hop on
small.
top of there and just
Yeah,
kinda
you
dig-
can
it's-
you can definitely get on top of there. It's just not
yeah, I'll just do a quick
climbing a
scope
giant
around to
tree
see
like
if
it
I see
was.
anything weird.
This tree is real, however, but that other tree is not. Yeah, so as you're sweeping around, Savari, you go
Yeah.
to open the chest.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Good job. You activate the glyph of warding that
Yes.
is on the chest. That is a thunder damage when triggered.
Oh wait,
Equal
I
to a
raged before I
thing.
did that. I mentioned that.
What's that?
I
Oh,
raged
you
She
raged
raged.
before
beforehand.
I did it.
That's fine. 23. That is 23 thunder damage.
That take 11.
Does rage do that?
Does rage have
I'm a totem barbarian.
sound damage?
I'm
That's right.
resistant to all except for psychic.
That's true. Yep. So that
I'm the
is
best person to
23
open it.
is 12.
12?
No, it is 11. You're right. 11 is round down. 11 points of damage. And as you open a box, 4 hands jump out
Ugh.
and attempt to
Cool.
attack you.
Oh, it's unfortunate for them.
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, it is. It's very
Savari, I need you
unfortunate.
to roll initiative real quick. I know.
Okay, for the lulz, I had to do this.
For the lows, you have to do this because you opened the box.
I'm literally just gonna stomp on them.
That's
Oh,
fine.
I didn't do the thing. Why didn't it do the thing?
I don't know.
You have to click yourself first, and then
I did click so.
Oh,
That's the
weird.
weird part. Why
Well,
did so
you get a thing anyway. What's your
yeah.
initiative? It's an 11. Perfect. Crawling claw, crawling claw, crawling claw, crawling claw, all the fun. And then you had a 20, and you had a 13, and you had a thing, and you get a rock.
And you get a rock.
And you get a rock. That's 17. Okay, perfect.
This is gonna be very funny.
Yes, this is going to be hilarious because crawling claws can't do anything to you. But that being said, 4 claws crawl out and begin to crawl on top of you and begin to attempt to attack you.
Oh, that's
Doing claw stuff. But it's claws. And it's a 17 to hit, but it doesn't do magic damage, so none of it happens because you're werewolf and raging.
I just pathetically wipe it off my shoulder.
So you have 4 claws on you. What do you want to do, Savari?
I claw them all to death.
Absolutely. And they all have 2 health apiece and an armor class of 8. So I'm pretty sure you can't miss. So, a small trifle of claws all fall to the ground. And combat's over. And inside of the box is a sack of coins,
Ooh,
a stack of gemstones,
ooh,
Ooh.
a little vial of oil,
oh.
No.
2 scrolls
I had the same
that are
exact
wrapped
thought.
Say it again?
up. 2 scrolls that are wrapped up.
Oh.
A pouch containing some form of ammunition.
Oh.
A set
Please don't
of
visit this.
musical pipes, like windpipes. And a small little rock. Like a pet rock almost.
Pet rock.
But that's all that's in this box.
And I walk over to everyone after
about to say,
wiping
yes.
all the hands off of me. Here you go.
Hands all gone. For
Can
all
I
the dangerous
inspect
combat.
the ammunition pouch? Does it look like, you know?
They're like, what type of ammunition?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is it bullets or
Bow stuff, crossbow.
likely?
It is a small pouch containing 10 plus 1 sling bullets, which I would count
Oh.
as ammunition bullets as well because they're in the same bay. I
Huh.
feel like it's not egregious because the word bullet is in there for it to go to either of you, ranged people with a sling or a gun, whichever
I
you
look at
prefer.
Kelma. I
I feel
hold
like
up
it
a
would fit
hand.
both.
You want the sling bullets?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Got a lot of sling bullets.
How about
Goes-
you
I'll
two make
take 'em.
a deal? How about you do to make a deal? Oscar gets
Okay.
the bullets.
Yeah.
Kalmar gets the oil.
Oh, yes. Give me the oil.
hmm hmm
He looks
Sounds like a deal.
unhappy, but he takes the bullets.
I'll add it to my. Now I have 12 vials of oil.
No, you have 11 vials of oil and 1 vial of oil of sharpness.
Oh.
But you would need to identify that to know that it's that. But I
Yeah,
don't want your
yeah.
inventory to be messed up. So,
Oh. Someone's
Guys-
better remind me because Kelma's not going to check.
yeah, no,
You're
I'm
like,
not going to
"Yes."
check ever. But you have it. So that's why I'm letting you know so you don't forget that you
We
have it.
have
That's actually
no-
something that's probably something for like me, Zavari or Trovic.
Literally
we
anybody
have
with a blade.
no one that can check.
Yep, nobody that can check. But you have a book. I can check for you.
Book.
Just takes time.
Yoink.
Oh fuck yeah! I need
You
to
just
get
need to
that
make
back.
sure to take that before you send him off the river with Ravenfolk.
Yes. Oh no, I'm gonna take that now because I have a ring that I wanted to identify because I think it's a thing.
I'm curious what you think the ring is. That's going to be fun. But the Libram is still on Gaynor, and
You said it was
yes,
called oil sharpness, right?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Oil of sharpness. The 2 scrolls are spell scrolls. Easily enough. Osgood, you would be able to read both of them.
Hmm.
Whether you'd be able to use them or not is another story.
Hmm.
One is a Mass Cure Wounds spell scroll, and the other is a Revivify spell scroll.
Oh, I'm gonna take the Revivify one, and he like fucking clutches it to his chest like a child would.
Mm-hmm.
Like some favorite toy, and he immediately packs it into his bag without a word. He refuses to look at anyway.
The pet rock skulls.
I stick my head in the building. Did anyone like take the baby? Does like Trovic
Nope.
get the baby? Or
No,
anything?
no, the baby's still in the crib. Quiet. It's not
just-
crying.
I just go in there and I just kind of yell like, "There's a baby in here."
There is a
I
baby.
reminded everyone 2 minutes ago, but no one did anything.
Hey, Raven people, you know what's up with the baby?
One of them just kind of looks over, and the girl kind of looks over. No? I didn't know she had a baby.
Oh, she has a baby. The baby in here.
Now she does.
Now
I-
you have a baby.
I pull out my pole arm, and I just kind of like I'm very suspicious. He's like, "Why does this hag have a baby?" And I just lightly
don't.
push the crib, like to kind of move it to see if it's like fries or whatever.
Okay, so you push the crib. As you push the crib and rock the crib, you go to push the crib, quarterstaff, and you push it, and it rocks back and forth. The baby doesn't cry.
Hey guys,
Can I make?
there's like a baby and this baby's not crying. It's weird. Weird baby.
Babies don't always cry.
I just moved it with my staff. It didn't even budge.
Can I make an Arcana check?
Sure. You can certainly do it.
Ooh.
It's a baby. No, I'm kidding. What is?
Well, you've seen a lot of illusions in this town.
Yeah.
most of the illusions dissipated when the lady got killed.
Hmm.
But everything about this just looks wrong.
Huh. Well, it's probably not a baby.
If it's not a baby, I pull out my sword.
I don't.
I'm like,
Don't kill it. I don't know what the
Jesus,
hell it is.
Kelma! Jeez!
I,
I thought I'm the evil one around
No,
here, like for
you-
real.
Kelma's looking around confused. He's like, I'm just making sure that the thing doesn't attack us. What do you think? I'm just gonna stab the baby?
I mean,
I'll stab the baby.
I look at the rest of the group and I say I have a new trick that might be able to help with this, possibly.
Okay.
Ta-da.
I pull out a couple of dice and I sort of mutter to myself, you guys got a minute?
I mean, we need to go to sleep, and we were on watch anyway, so.
I can do this later. It's fine.
Kelma pulls out one of his ball bearings, and he says, "Hey, back up a little bit." And I just
back up.
and I just fling the ball bearing into the crib just to see if there's any reaction.
Just.
Okay. Yeah, that was smart. So as you fling the ball bearing into the crib, you hear it collide with something.
And then the crib that needs to happen.
Right.
And no sound or nothing.
It makes a sound like the ball bearing collided with something, kind of like this.
Wooden?
Let's go and check that. And I
This
start reaching
baby
the crib
may not be a baby.
and pull out whatever it is.
I still have my
Maybe
sword.
not
I still have
either.
my sword kind of like ready just in case this thing just like flips out
Yeah.
on us.
Yep.
Do you want me to do it, or are you going to do it?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it without like any
Okay.
prompting.
So you reach in and grab towards the baby. And as soon as you reach and touch what would be the baby, it's hard, it's solid,
Huh.
and you realize that you're touching a decent-sized block of wood.
Huh,
And then
it's a
this
block of
illusion
wood.
too fades. And there's a block of wood in a crib.
It's a wood baby.
Okay, I'm done.
It's a wooden
We're
baby.
done. Goodbye. Yeah, I know this. Just
Sneak
the crib
out of
over.
the swamp.
Why is there a wood baby? Did you pull it? You just touched it, right? You didn't pull it up, right?
I pick up the block of wood.
It's a block of wood.
It's a literal block of wood. It's not carved or anything. It's just a block.
It's a literal block of wood.
Huh. I put the block of wood back in the
Short-
cradle and I wander off.
Sawed-off piece of 2x4 or something like that. It's a little block of wood.
Jeez.
Kelma just puts his sword away. He's like, "What is going on?"
I don't know. But it's
Don't know.
so
Don't care.
I just kick over the crib. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
tired of this
Bad
place.
answers. Absolutely.
The gods think they're funny.
Yep. And as you kick over the crib, it teeters down and actually falls into the hole that Trovic made. Yeah.
And I just look around one last time inside the area, go to see if I see anything worth interesting.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah, jump in that hole.
I mean, you can. Right.
Nope.
Nah,
I have no idea what's with my perception. Kelma never sees shit.
never ever.
It's like
the roll 20s.
I literally have a +3. It's not great perception, but it's pretty good perception. But he never sees anything.
Thanks. So, yeah. So you all are able to roll out, and you're now in the middle of the swamp. It is probably about 1 a.m. You're in the middle of rest when you get disturbed.
We probably should go. So
that-
oh, it's never good.
Sorry, one last notice thing. All these people that were in the town, are now more or less piles of ooze and scarecrows stuck in the ground and not moving.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just as a fun heads up.
You want to go back?
But they are
inside
not moving.
You want to go back inside the basement over there,
Yeah.
and all of us
I
fit in
don't
there?
think all of us and our new friends will fit in. I mean, I look around and it's like, how many of the ravens have actually stuck around, or how? Because I'm assuming some of them were just birds.
Yeah, some of them booked and flew off right away. Some of them were just birds. It seems 4 raven folk in total, and
Okay.
maybe like one swarm of ravens is stuck around with you guys, but
Okay.
Uh,
not a lot. It's
Well,
the
how about we
blonde
stay
girl,
inside?
the black-haired guy, and 2 more.
Well, then how about we stay in the cabin for the night and then get out of here first thing?
I think the basement is actually bigger than the cabin.
Basement's bigger than the
Oh.
cabin.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, never
Yeah.
mind.
I mean, we can probably
It's marginally
squish.
either way, but yeah, you could probably squish into the cellar.
Will be really warm.
Maybe a
Tro-
tight fit, but
Strovic is tired.
Yeah. Kelma is tired.
Mhm.
I am very tired. My watch was up an hour ago. Like,
Strovic just wanted some sleep.
Uh-huh. But now you got some semblance of peace and quiet. Maybe.
Well, I guess let's head back to the cellar and let's rest and maybe the birds that are flying around can act as lookout.
Quite possibly. It's up to you guys. But as you all make your way back over toward the cellar, passing by the goat pen one more time, it's 1 in the morning. All these goats are wide awake, chilling.
can I go to the goats and look at the goats? Because if every illusion is dropping, I'm assuming whatever illusion or fuckery is here is going to be dropping.
Make an investigation check at the goats. 'Cause of-
Investigation. Of course, it's
Exactly.
investigation. I'm
What would
doing
you like
so
to
well
make
with my
instead?
rogue skills.
There you go with your rogue skills. Well, there's your 17. Yeah, they're still there. They don't go anywhere.
Do
They're
they
actually
move?
goats. They
I
move.
don't
They
know
walk
why your
around.
investigation
That's-
is a 2 as a rogue.
They have blood red eyes, and they're very beady, but
Ew.
they're goats. There's 9 of them.
I'm done with this swamp. Those goats are hag goats. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. So you all make it back to the cellar, get back inside, and redo your bells and whistles and continue your night's watches, which I'll say for the most part go. Well, who else was watching? Because it was going to be.
Well, because who did the first one? Was it myself and
It
Savari
was
did the
It
first?
was
it
no,
was
it was,
me and
it was
Osgood.
Osgood and Brandman. And the second watch was going to be.
Oh, yeah,
Come
the
on,
second
me.
watch was
Somebody
the second
somewhere.
watch was supposed to be the tieflings.
Right. Yes, and the third watch was going to be Trevik or nobody. One of
Yeah.
the two.
And Trevor
So,
got
yeah.
mad by the Karen next door.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. All right. So, in that case, tiefling people, make your perception checks for your watch for me. As everybody gets their resting and going to sleeping.
What? Since we're in the cellar, would it be hearing or is it sight?
I'll say it's based on hearing. Sure, you could do that if you're not looking out. Okay.
It was an okay roll.
Um, Yeah, that's not bad. Swamp is quiet. As quiet as a swamp can be. You do hear a number of frogs outside, but other than that, no more moving or rustling of trees or shifting of earth. The watch goes by decently quietly. No real issue.
Elma just looks over to Savari, and he's just before the watch is over. He's like, "So, are you gonna be sticking with us for a bit?"
Probably. I have nothing better to do.
I have a question. Have you
Yeah.
noticed something? This is one of the few places, I don't know where you grew up, that no one seems to care that we are who we are. And Kalma like touches his horns. Like, I don't know if I find that comforting or annoying.
I find it a bit comforting.
But why did it have to be this place?
I wish I knew.
Anyway, glad that you took out that hag. She hurt my friend. Then I look over to Gaynor. I'm like, Mage is a annoying piece of shit, but he's a friend. Let's hopefully we can get him back safely, and we can all get out of here together.
Hopefully.
Then I just kind of like lean back. I stand, and who's supposed to be next to him? It's like Trovic.
Yeah, I think it's Trovic next.
I walk up and I go to kick Trovic, and I stop, and I'm just like, nah. And I tap Trovic on top of the head. I'm like, wake up.
Mm.
So, Trovic, make a perception check for me as the third watch in the wee hours of the morning.
Oh boy.
Oh, we still have the devil dog. You could have been watched the entire time.
Could have been.
He's with me, I guess.
Yeah, you got yourself another pet.
Trading pets all day. It's a good one.
Hey!
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. So, your watch also goes mostly without a hitch. You do notice that one of the Raven folk that was decided to stay with you, one of the four, did end up getting up in the middle of the night and going out to go use the bathroom. Took about 20 minutes or so, and then came back. Nothing other out of the ordinary than that.
Oh, right.
And the sun begins to, well, not the sun, but light begins to come over the horizon, and illuminate the sky as day begins to break over the swamps of Barovia. And your watch also goes without any complication.
And just a small correction. When Savarian Mind Watch has gone through, I'll just say that I had a little chit chat, kind of briefing her, kind of like what we've been doing between she left us and now.
Okay.
So Savari's kind of up
Kind
to
of
par.
caught up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Cool. Because that would happen on the ship too. That makes sense. All right, cool. So you all are awake. You all can emerge from a cellar. You have 4 Raven
Oh,
folk with
long
you.
rest.
Long rest.
Long rest button. How I
Long
love
rest
you.
button for everybody.
Exactly.
Lightning!
You don't cherish the long rest until you need it. But rested. Gaynor is still in a non-speaky state, and the rest of you, kind of getting together and figuring everything out. You did say you were taking the book.
Yes.
You
add
can
that to
add
me.
a labor of identification to your inventory.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just to make sure I don't do anything right or wrong.
Boop.
Oh no, I need to make sure the names are right because fun stuff. Yes, we'll clerically edit all that and do that stuff. Yeah. But you all are still in the ruins of Berez. And as you kind of poke your heads out of the cellar and look around the village itself, you don't notice any snakes in the near vicinity. Nothing seems to attack right off the bat, which is nice. The goats are still in their pen. The scarecrows are still standing where they were stuck in the ground the night prior. So a lot of frogs croaking though. A lot more than there were the night prior. But it's just another day in Barovia. What
So-
would you all like to do?
Good
So-
question.
Where should we go from here? And also, someone was talking about a stone. You guys find a stone?
Trovik found a stone.
I did.
Is it one of the stones or something cool?
Looks pretty cool, and I show him the stone.
Sorry, that's fucked up, dude. As he shows you the stone, you now also see this red stone with the writing on the backside of it.
3.
Mm-hmm.
I look at the back of the stone and I'm just like, and it said something about like the
I will show you. Just give me a second. I need to edit this.
Willing sacrifice. Yay!
Yes. Let me move this to the stuff the players can see and not the GM layer for the item itself. Save changes. Edit the name. Mountain. Stone. And I need to make sure that my color is right. Yes, I'm gonna put the loot from the chest in there. Gotcha. Glow. Let me make sure the text looks right because I've changed stuff. Perfect. Save changes and now show to the players again. Yes. The text on the backside says in red, the seeker slumbers in her prison. To take her power, there is a price. To vanquish evil long risen, she demands a willing sacrifice. You have 3.
I look at the stone and everyone just starts hearing Kelma like laugh for a bit. And he's just like he shows it over to Brandon and he says, Seeker long sacrifice, willing sacrifice. I think they're trying to say me. That's not gonna happen.
So what you're saying is your plan to do these runestone things isn't going to happen because willing sacrifice. I'm glad that's now been cleared up. That it was
I
a
could
foolish errand anyway.
I could have a conversation with them to get things cleared up, but they're probably not gonna like my answer because one of them speaks the truth, the other two are BSers, and if I get the one who speaks the truth, I could get a clear answer.
Well, it's good looks at the rest of the group. If it comes down to it, I would be willing to kill myself to help.
Yeah, but you're not the one with plants coming out of your head, you idiot. So
Just sort of gives a
Anyway,
half moon.
we have to decide which direction we're going anyway. And if you do want to do this, then we need to get the other 2 back.
Elmo flips the
And
stone
we
and
still don't know where to even go with these things.
Oh, yeah, we do. We know at least one of them. And remember that thing we found over there?
Yeah.
I think that's one of them. Seems
Probably.
like someplace. There's probably 2 more around here, so if we want to do it, we could do it, but let me take a second. I guess I could try to talk to them real quick and get something cleared up.
Sure. I want to spend more time in the swamp. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, do you know where we should go next?
At least the Wizard of Wines.
Okay. Then we'll
We
go.
have people that could probably do with being reunited with their own. And the other 2 stones are there. And we need to find something for Gaino.
Sure. All right. Let me talk to these people, then we'll go to Wizard of Wines. I mean, they've been stuck in cages for a while. They could wait another 30 minutes.
I look at them. They're next to us as he's saying this.
Yeah, they're next to you as you're saying that, and you just see like the crestfallenness on their faces. It's way to just wow, shit, kick them while they're down, man. Ugh,
Kelma goes into a
friends like these. As you sit in your meditative stance, Jesus Christ. The
Yes, he is
air
always
around
like
here
this.
couldn't be that much colder.
I'm about to say, it's like, you need to explain that.
And as Bram was explaining for him, you begin to focus.
He's like, he's not being mean. He's just an asshole at all times.
Oh, shut up, dog. Shush.
So
I love you to death. Be quiet. There's nothing out there that's bothering you. Ooh, very nice. So, as you focus, and dive into a deep meditative state. Let's see the feigns. The feigns. The feigns. Sorry. You
Get the seeker. The very one.
see the one who doesn't BS you appear before you.
Oh, good. It's you.
The seeker.
And I'm like flipping the stone in my hand. I'm like, you're the
Yeah.
only one that I like. So,
I
what is this
appreciate
about willing sacrifice?
what it says. It must be a willing sacrifice. Someone not controlled by magic, by contract, or by other deed. Somebody who willingly gives their life for a greater good.
So it doesn't have to be me.
No, we have other uses for you. If you
What are those?
were to become our champion, you would gain all of our power. We
Yeah.
have a, let's say, godlike artifact if you were to serve us. Defend our land for eternity.
This place sucks. I don't want to do that. So if I give this
Ouch.
up and get a willing sacrifice, does it have to be a good person? Or can it be someone bad?
Good and bad are relative terms. Can be whoever you want. Just needs to be a person. They have to be willing. Come of their own accord.
Okay, final question. That weird place that we walk by in the swamp, is that for one of your stones?
My stones? No. My sisters? Yes.
Is there any way that you could tell us where those other ones are? Or do we have to run around this entire place that sucks?
You ought to learn to appreciate the land you're in, but
Considering that I just got beat up by swamp creatures, a hag, there's vampires everywhere, people are rude, werewolves.
okay, I get it. It sucks. The point is, she just kind of like cut you off. If you find them, you can ask.
All right, sounds good. And by the way, I'm not trying to be harsh with you. Just understand my position. All right, talk to you later.
She kind of looks at you. That's it. Goodbye.
I have the worst chance.
Fade from your vision. Yeah,
Like,
no,
why did they choose
you're
me?
awesome with your absolute lack of manner and skill. It's great.
This is
Yeah.
hilarious.
So you have your answer.
I open my eyes. I look over to Brandon. I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be me. It could be anyone, actually. You just have to be willing. Doesn't even have to be a good person. It could be a bad person. You have to be willing.
What if we just trick them into thinking that it's going to accomplish that goal, not ours?
Well, then will it truly be willing?
Yeah, it has.
Likely.
Yeah, it has to
If
be
we
a willing person. So that's the
Yep.
last key. We can put all the stones into places, and if we want to bring them back.
If we trick a villain into thinking like, oh, by putting all these stones in these big things, it'll doom the world. Oh, I'm going to do my evil plan, and then he kills himself, and we all live.
Okay. Who the hell are you tricking? Like,
I don't
you're not
fucking know.
tricking Strahd.
It's not like I'm
Yeah.
going after Strahd. I don't really
Yeah,
know.
the
I'm
whole
just
point. The whole point of
supposed
this
to-
is to weaken Strahd in case we need to weaken him. He's not gonna do. He already has his mission. He's not gonna
Oh
deviate.
no,
from
I'm very aware. I'm just saying, like in general.
it. So, how about this? Let's keep this in our back pocket until, if the opportunity affords itself, I still think it's a good idea to weaken Strahd, but at the same time, it just depends on how things work out.
I think it's still a really bad idea. So there we go.
Stand up. I'm like, well. And I look at the Raven folk. I'm like, guess you guys want to go home. Let's head on back.
They're all kind of like shrug and look along. They're fed up with this swamp just as much as you all are, to say the least, and they're just ready to go. So if you're leading, they're following. However, I will say that you only have the one horse, 2 horses that survive.
Two
I think we
horses.
only had like 2. Yeah.
2 horses
Two
that survived
horses.
out of all of the thing, because the rest were
So
attacked by thing. And these 2 horses are still alive. They made it through the night.
I look at the werewolf. How many people can you carry on your back?
Jesus.
I chuckle and then kind of wander off. I'll probably not take a horse. I can walk.
and I look over to Svari and goes, and people think I'm a jerk.
Yeah, I just assumed that people can be on my back.
You're both there. So let's be quite frank. We putting the dumb
you just hear a laugh from Kelma as he climbs up the ladder.
Are we putting the dumb mage on a horse so he doesn't, I don't know,
Yeah,
get lost or something?
I think
He
it's
falls in
safe
the
that
hole.
I think it's safe to put him on the horse and maybe one of the Raven people.
Does the guy still look really weak?
He's rested a little bit. He's peckish, but he's able to move.
I mean, I'm assuming we've shed rations. With them.
Yeah. Like I mean, they're in a stable state. They could probably move.
Well, how about
Maybe
this?
slide for little bits of distance here and there and things like that.
How about this? The Raven folk will go on the horses. We could walk, and then the ones who are a little bit weaker could be on the horses, and Mage needs to be on the horse before anyone.
Easily enough, your party can figure the traveling arrangements to get you out of the swamp. However, the Raven folk will see you all heading back towards the river where you came from across. Being that's the way you came, that's probably the way you should leave. And they will just kind of like stop you. And very matter-of-factly point out that there is another way on this side of the river that doesn't cross the river at all. It will get you basically to where you need to go, eventually leading to a stone bridge about 3 miles down the river.
Ah,
That's
wonderful.
better.
And you all are able to make it without having to afford to negatively cross the river once again and deal with all that crap of which you dealt with the first time, if you so wish. Or, if you know the way you came and you like the way you came, you're more than welcome to go back across the river.
No, we'll take the stone.
No.
And the stone bridge is a mimic. No.
I'm sure Ozga doesn't want to get eaten by a fish again.
I would like to die. No,
I mean, that was so much fun, wasn't it?
It was a great time.
So, where was your next destination to? The Wizards?
Yeah.
Wizards of Wines. Oh, right. So, this is fun. You have a map. You have a map. We have a map. I have a map. So, let's go to the map real quick.
Oh God, my eyes.
Oh,
know.
that map. Okay.
This map, yeah, big map. Sorry. Zoom out all the maps.
Map.
You can pull out your map too, but basically this is where it stands at. You are
Yeah,
here
go down
at the
that
Trovic.
Wizards.
Oh, there's the Trovic.
The Wizards is over here.
Yeah. And then we got the road here. That goes.
Yeah, so the road goes up and around, or you could attempt to cross over what appears to be the mountain right behind you. Like this is all mountain. So
Where's the wizard?
Yeah.
Is it G?
We don't need a
over
road.
here.
Oh, it's over there. Okay. Yeah, let's go
It's
on.
G now, yeah.
It's G now. Okay.
And we'll say for the purposes you guys are E now. For all the fun.
Yay. Okay. Makes sense.
Nah, I'm
yeah.
lost now.
You're here. You need to get to
Oh
here.
damn!
You need to get there. Okay.
You can take
That
the
is a
road
mount-
safely. It will take a little bit of ways, or there's a mountain that you could attempt to go over.
Is that a mountain pass?
Looks like a mountain path.
That is a
Yeah.
mountain pass. That is the mountain pass that you all had crossed around before on the far side
To
of that
get
mountain.
to the
To
Amber
get to
Temple,
the
which is down
temple, which
here.
is down here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we can either
Jeez,
get
actually reading maps.
yeah. So we can either go through the mountain again or go all the way around the long way through the forest.
But what I'm seeing with this road, unless there's a road here that I'm not seeing that connects, we'd have to go up anyway
Yeah.
to connect to this road here.
Because there's no path through this forest unless we walk
Nah, you just go through the woods.
Through the forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going through the woods.
How about we just take the road? Might take
Absolutely,
longer,
you sure
but
can.
It probably won't take longer though.
yeah,
Who
true.
knows?
It's a road.
It is a road. So if you were to take the road, top road or bottom road, if we're gonna.
Yeah, but the problem is going through the mountains and then the forest. It's gonna be a harsher.
Yeah, it's
Track.
it's harsher, and we're gonna have to go slower.
No,
which will
absolutely,
make it-
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
if
so
you
let's
guys
just take
go
the
up the road, which is fine, you would come to that intersection where it would put you on a north path or a south path.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
we're just
south
gonna
path.
we're
We
gonna take
don't-
the south
we don't-
path and go all the way around.
Yeah, we don't need to go near the tower. Oh no! Didn't we send Van Richten to the tower?
Did send on Richter to the top.
Oh,
Do we
so
want
maybe
to check
stop-
on Van Richten?
Yeah, we can check on Baron Richten. So let's head to the tower and then we can make our way down.
All right,
Yeah,
so
let's go
with
north
two
first.
horse and everybody else on foot, and much slower travel than if you were on 5 horse and no on foot. It takes you many more hours to get to where you were going than it did to get down here. It takes about 5 or 6 hours to get. Well, probably about 3 or 4 hours to get through the swamp and out of the swamp back up to the actual
Road.
intersection. Well, intersection itself, yeah. Like the road, you probably get there in about 2 hours. The actual intersection's probably another hour down the road.
Because we could probably walk maybe like an
Yeah,
hour. Or
I mean,
two
it's
once we're on the road.
distance is relative, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more measuring this as hexes, but yeah. I mean, it's probably about a 5-hour journey, 6-hour journey before you fully get to the tower.
Sure.
If that's the way you're walking.
Yeah, and since it's like
Way to get out
very
intersection.
early in the morning, I'm assuming we get there by noon.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't waste
I
a lot
mean,
of time getting out.
yeah.
So. Did anybody want to do anything during the journey before you get to the tower?
As we're walking.
Yes, as you're walking.
As we're walking, I'm walking with them, and I ask, "Is there anything I should know about any of you?"
I really like fire.
Yeah, don't give him any oil.
Yeah.
Other than you being a pyromaniac.
Uh,
Because the last time someone didn't tell me about themselves and she just gestures to her werewolf body, this happened. So,
hmm. I
Well,
mean,
Oh, Varg.
Things you-
supposedly. Oh, go ahead.
Go on. You were talking first. Go.
Oh, okay. I just kind of say, I just point to the plants in my head. I'm like, you probably saw I was talking to some spirits of this land. They kind of made me like a druid-ish thing. I don't trust them, but they hate Strahd, so yeah, that's the only thing. And I kind of touch my horns. I go, you know that thing? How we could take heat a little bit better? Yeah,
Yeah.
I lost that.
oh, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, he's more plant than tiefling right now.
More plant than tiefling.
Anything else?
Ref.
I'm trying to think. Like, do I have anything with me?
The things you don't know about me won't kill you or turn you into anything, so you're fine.
A star might try to kill us all one day,
A what?
possibly. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
An ominous statement from a crazy man.
He's nuts. Yeah.
My,
Does
my
that
ma-
as well.
Oi,
My
I'm
master's
about
here.
as
He's
sane
in
as
the
any
mountains.
of you fuckers.
True.
My master's in the mountains by the temple. He somehow made it here too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope none of my family ever makes it here.
Yeah, he's training up there now, but he was part of a group that helped fight Strahd the first time that didn't go well, and now he's just kind of laying low.
You might want to get a message to him about our change of plans.
I want to do that other than going to the mountains. Maybe one
We
of the
have-
Raven.
Yeah. I was gonna say we have friends that can turn into birds.
Are there any other ravens, like regular ravens around that are following us, or is it just the 4?
Yeah, I mean, there's a swarm of like 6 ravens that are following your group and just kind of like hovering overhead.
I just kind of look up and I just kind of stick my arm out. Like, does anyone want to help send a message?
One of the raven folk who's on the back of a horse just kind of looks up, and you hear him almost make like a clicking sound with his mouth, which is very strange. But you would understand it as he's talking to a bird.
Yeah.
And one of the ravens flies down and lands on your arm. Kind of sits there and looks at you.
I appreciate it. My master is in a... What was the name of the temple again?
Temple of the
He's
Guardian.
near the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that actually has a name. Jeez.
Yeah, that one place has a name, I think.
It's the Temple of the Guardian, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was like Temple of the
Double-
Guardian. Because the Amber Temple was
Order
big
of the
place.
Guardian.
Order of the
That's
Guardian.
Oh, yeah.
The
That's-
Monastery of the Order of the Guardian. Is
Yeah.
what it was.
I go, do you know where the monastery of the Order of the Guardian is? The mountains?
Kind of looks for a moment and then kind of nods its head.
I go, well...
Order of the Guardian. Yeah.
And I kind of stop, and Kama goes, what are we doing?
The deal we've made. I
guess. Master's not
And
going to be
you-
very happy about that. Just, and I look at the bird and go, just tell my master that we made a deal with Strahd. Don't panic. We're not his friends. But we might have found a way to get out of here. If you want to meet us at the Wizard of Wines or Valaki to explain more, feel free.
Just kind of looks at you.
you
Oh,
realize you're talking to a bird.
I go, bird understands.
I could just.
How
know-
can the bird
Caw.
tell?
And you hear it caw at you. It doesn't say like, "Yeah, I get it" or anything like that. You hear it caw. It's
The
still a bird.
Bird
It's
has to relay a message.
I could telepathy.
You might want to write it down.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. My
The
master
bird
may
is
not be
going
able to
to-
understand.
I look at the raven folk. I was like, I swear this person has never used a bird as a messenger before.
Why would I use a bird as a messenger? I could just walk to someone's house where I lived.
we
The
have
Very
ravens
just-
are kind of
very
get a slight
small
chuckle
village.
out of this, but they're,
like,
they're trying not to smirk and
I lived in a village of maybe like 50
yeah,
people total.
now your village is like 50 people. It was like, hey, you walk down the street and everybody knows your name. It's like
Yeah.
cheers
Some-
the village.
some-
It's great.
Someone has never left their house. Like, what is
No,
this?
I grew up in a monastery. What do you think I was doing all this time? and I pull out.
Okay,
I do have a piece of paper and chalk. I write down that message, and I put it in a piece of paper and chalk, and I take my little bit of my string and I wrap it around the bird's thing
And the
and
bird
go,
would lift off and know where to go, but just couldn't relay a message. He can carry a message, so as soon as you tie off the message, it promptly flies off of your arm.
and
heads
I
off
look back
towards
at Brandon
the
and I go, happy now?
I'm just
And he walks off.
completely. We're walking in the same direction. You
He
can't
starts
walk
walking
off.
faster. I mean, he can outpace your walking speed, so technically
yeah.
you can walk off.
I can't walk off.
Sorry.
Technically
that's
speaking, I
rude.
can keep pace with him.
I know. I'm just giving shit. But no. But yeah. And so you all managed to get back to where you were, outside of the tower. You see the long land bridge and the tower on the island in the center of this lake. Very much as you did before. You do notice there's a horse that seems to be tethered outside of the building.
Oh, I'm going to turn into myself
Please do. Please,
Yeah.
please do.
and
This
remember
guy
my
in-
warning.
Did we warn you already?
Yes, you
Oh.
did.
Yeah.
You would have generally
Good.
filled her in on the stuff in
Yes.
travel, I would assume, because Kelma did it last night and the rest, and you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
did it on the
Yeah.
travel, so I would say you caught her up to
Cool. Yeah.
I turn into
Doing it twice
myself.
gives you more than enough to know what the hell's been happening. Yes. So, you turn back into your regular form. Yes. The door on the tower is shut. The horse is tethered outside. I mean, you can cross the land bridge if you want to, or you can keep moving on. It's up to you guys. If you'd like to go to the tower, you're more than welcome to, or you can continue on to the wizards.
Do you want to see
But-
what he found?
Yeah, we'll stop at the tower. See what he found.
Absolutely. So, as you all approach, same tower, same style, sans one cart.
Hmm.
There's still explosion marks from
Oh,
that whole
God.
thing.
There's just an
Um,
imprint of a cat somewhere.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh.
Soon
Tonight
it's
has gotten
not-
dark. Like,
It's a whole dark night. And soon it will rise, but that's a whole nother story.
You're gonna make Tropic real sad.
I'll make Trovic roll a sad roll. Roll a d20, see how sad you. Let me stop.
Oh, yeah.
That's super rude.
Natural one.
Natural one.
Taking out on that one. It's the saddest.
Percentile.
Trovic goes into a berserk rage because of sad. You all need to now watch out because of Cat. The revenge. No, the cart kills you 20 episodes later. It's a whole shindig. No, but you all are able to go up to the tower itself. The door still shut, same symbol on the front. However, the person who danced at it beforehand cannot put together thoughts.
I
Well,
mean,
the door closed again?
The door
Yeah,
is
the
closed.
door's
The door is
closed.
closed every
Oh.
time it opens up and goes in.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like opened.
Nope, same door.
I just scream out to see if what's his name could hear us.
Thaumaturgy.
As you scream real loud, Kelma's voice echoes over the entire lake. It kind of rattles off the trees in the distance as well. Really loud. And after a moment, you
Jeez.
see one of the windows on the second floor kind of open up, and you just see the old white-haired man, Rudolph Van Richten himself, not disguised as Rictavio, but
Oh, this is the first time Bramwin has seen him without his disguise.
Yeah.
the full old grizzled human, salt and pepper hair and beard, spectacles and glasses as he pokes his head out. Oh, it's you! Huh? You know the dance? Come on up.
Open
We
the
don't.
door.
We don't. The mage is weird.
All right, I'm just follow the instructions. He kind of like wanders into the house. And a moment later, 2 moments later, you hear from inside the door opens up, and you see Rictavio, the elevator, the 4 stone golems, and the inside of Kazan's tower. As he kind of greets you at the door. Didn't expect to see you all here.
We were
Pleasant
passing.
surprise, actually.
Yeah. Thought we'd pop our heads in, say hi, see how you're doing. Also, the mage is weird.
Kind of looks
Yes.
over at him. He kind of brushes by and kind of walks over to where Gaynor and just kind of like looks at his face, kind of checks his eyes real quick, just at a distance. He's like, yep, that's a problem.
We
Something
kind of
got
had a
right
run in with a
forward.
hag.
It's always the damn hags. He kind of like checks his temperature and puts his hand on his forehead and just kind of like slaps him in the face once. Just, yeah, no. Lights are on. Nobody's home. It's a shame.
Is there any way to fix him?
Sure there is. I'm not that girl. I don't have that magic. Pretty hard to find somebody in Barovia that would. Strong cleric to do that.
I
Wonderful.
sort of look thoughtful for a moment. I'm like, I am technically a cleric.
You said strong.
Are there druids in this land?
Oh. Hmm.
Well, at least in the time being, we need to keep Mage safe. Probably back in Valaki be best.
Probably sound. He's probably as safe there as anywhere else. But you've already got the boy doing duty up there. You can maybe keep an eye on your mage friend too.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what have you found out so far?
Mm-hmm.
And for this, I need everybody in the group.
Here we go.
What role do we want to use?
D100.
I feel like investigation screws everybody.
Except for me.
Except Gaynor, who's the one person who is investigatively strong as shit.
Well, and also Osgood.
But I have
He's a +7.
Oh yeah, he's a +7. But the average for the rest of the party is like a +1. I feel like that's rude.
I'm a 0.
I have a 2.
Okay, so +1 is the average, like I was saying.
Acrobatics.
Oh no, we can't do that. Let's do.
I mean, we could just roll a straight d20.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, pluses
Wisdom?
anyway. Let's do an investigation roll.
Isn't most of us here sort of wise, or at least average?
I
Looking
mean,
for knowledge.
+1. Or intelligence is +2.
I'll say this. So, so let's do fun, just to help people out.
Insight.
Everyone
so
get a
insider investigation, whatever's higher for you. Roll that.
Oh, all right, cool. I have the same.
What or has investigation?
Insider
Insight.
investigation.
Insight or
That's a
investigation.
25.
By the way, Gaynor's investigation would have only been a +1, so it wouldn't have helped anybody for an investigation.
Jeez.
I'm doing insight.
Jesus.
Trovic and Savari, if you would also.
Hey.
Ooh.
Wow.
And then
I'm
I'll
lucky
roll
enough to
that.
be a smart
Okay.
barbarian.
10.
That sums up
15,
tonight's rolls, people. That list right there.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're not wrong so far.
I mean, it's not totally bad rolls. You're only
I
yours.
had a 6!
Well, not meant for you, but for everybody else, it's not that bad.
That's what I mean. Tonight's rolls have been good, except for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jeez.
Good job, guys. That is a total of 73.
Hey, we got a C.
Close.
I mean, yeah, technically speaking, out of 100, because there are 5 of us.
Yeah.
We got a C
Roll
grade.
wasn't out of
We are a solid C average.
Rictavio, or Von Richten, kind of lights up as you ask what he's found. And he begins to pour over some things that he's found. He invites you all to come in and up to the upper floors where there's actually stuff and things. Easily enough, you can manage the elevator and do the things without having to have all the shenanigans we did before because you understand up and down now. But
Up.
Do we, though?
down, down. We'll get you to the top. Up, we'll get you to the basement. It won't work. Anyway, but the point is, he mentions that in searching through a lot of Kazan's paperwork and notes and folders and things, he found things that didn't really seem to mean anything at first. And then he started noticing more patterns and more similarities and started diving into different sets of books and things like that. He kind of started to figure out an algorithm of like secret coding that Kazan was writing in and using for some of his annotations and things. Rutavia would mention to you all that Kazan's information that is written down is generally reliable, as he was one of the mages of Strahd's court at some point. He mentions that there was a note about Vampire that referenced something else, a vague secondary name or another nickname of this, whatever it is per se. And he looked into that, and he found another book that mentioned Vampire in the same mentioning or phrasing as somebody named Tenebrous.
Tenebrous.
There was a book
Would
of titled of Gods and Demons that was particularly interesting and had some other references and nicknames for a being that went by Tenebrous in some sort of
Would-
fashion.
I recognize that name?
This is where I would say
Yeah, can.
arcane or history checks based on
Sure.
things. I know Brandon, it would be a history check, right? Because of books.
Yeah.
Would it be or arcane, whichever is higher. But
This is probably related to fiends, eh?
Jeez.
Oh well, whatever. I got a 27. Jesus
Jeez.
Christ!
Osgood is doing
I
great
rolled-
today.
How many natural
I don't think
20s?
I
So
rolled
I hate
above a
this,
6.
and the fact that you rolled a nat 20, I will give this to you. You're not
Yeah.
from the Forgotten Realms. This knowledge should not be yours.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's
But
true.
I will let it slide because natural 20 in story, and it makes
Wait.
sense because you would know because you've been in shit. So we'll say Alva is now part of the Forgotten Realms just for
I mean,
gods and
it
plot
is technically
purposes.
part of the Cosmere, I
Perfect.
guess.
Then it works. Then you know this shit. So,
Yeah.
through some semblance of ridiculousness, some of these other names that came from the book are Prince of the Undead. Tenebrous gets mentioned again. The Blood Lord gets mentioned. And you would recognize Tenebrous from mentions from a book. I would say the arcane part of it, you would recognize Tenebrous as a being from the abyssal plane.
Right.
And then you mentioned that, and Brenman starts racking her brain for abyssal plane, things that she's read and things like that. And pieces and things start to click together, and Rictavio's mentioning these things like he's not sure what to make of them. He knows some parts of it, and this, that, and the third. So Tenebrous, Bloodlord, Prince of the Undead, Vampire, all in the same like synonymous titling of something. He found another book called Tales from the Dark Spire, which seems to deal a lot of things with the abyss and things like that. He also noticed that Kazan had a number of notes in cryptic writing on what he could only describe as a fusing stone of some sort.
Huh.
The final notes to this documentation and pagery are missing. Seem to have been ripped out in a haste of some sort. Trying to think what else.
To give like a possible reason why I would even know this, Alva's campaign was fighting Levistus, the Lord of the Third Hell. So it might be a thing where like elven researchers have detailed the abyss as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, throughout your knowledge, and you're piecing together, and you all sitting with Rictavio after he's kind of imparted some of this stuff and shown you some of these books, and you flip through, you make a connection based on the books that you've read and the knowledge of your gods of the realm and the Forgotten Realms. Tenebrous is the Prince of the Undead, or Prince of Undeath. Tenebrous is the reincarnation or one of the reforms of Orcus.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Oh. Is that all?
And as you all kind of come to this
Ah.
realization together, Rictavio just kind of looks up, or Rickton kind of looks up and just, oh shit.
Oh
Hey,
Kemmel
well.
looks confused why everyone's freaking out.
Oh
no.
shit.
We are about
what
to
are-
try to trick Orcus. Oh, fuck.
Orcus.
You kind
We're
of-
fucked.
What?
Right, from the sticks. He kind of looks over at Calvin.
Like Kemmel like he has like this like look of like confusion and concern. He's just like, what is everyone being upset
That is
about?
the appropriate response.
Yeah.
If this, and he kind of like points down to the books and like the kind of draws a line in the air of like the chicken scratch connections y'all are making. If this is accurate, then Vampire is a piece of Orcus, the literal god of the undead,
Oh,
the prince of undeath, lord of the abyss,
So,
Bad
usurp and
dude.
dethrone God.
brother of Demigorgon, ender of worlds.
and Kemmel just kind of looks. He goes, "Oh, that sounds bad." So Strahd made a deal with the Prince of the Underworld. So Strahd is an idiot.
I mean, yes, but like
would
we already
appear
knew
that way.
that.
And he just kind of like looks over the rest of this shit and just. I mean, I found other scrawlings and notes, but a lot of it seems to be scratch. Seems like Kazan was working on harnessing energy of some sort. To what end, I don't know. The statue won't really tell me much, but he just kind of looks over at the
Are we
bust
in
of
the room
Buster.
with the statue?
Yeah. You are.
Can I? That fusing stones was from Van Richten, yeah? It wasn't. That was something he told us.
What's
It
that?
wasn't part of the fusing stones that he mentioned. That was from Van Richten, not
Yes.
from Knowledge Rolls. Okay.
Yes. Kazan had notes on some type of a fusing stone, but the final notes were missing. That was stuff on Rick.
A fusing stone? Okay. Never mind.
And the notes regarding that are magical circles,
Gone.
arcane symbols. The stuff that is there referencing it is extremely complicated magic. Like,
Yeah.
Gaynor would probably not understand this immediately looking at it if he was in right mind. Like, ridiculous magic shit.
Mm.
So what?
Archwizardry shit.
And what do we do if this one is way stronger than what we do with Strahd? Then are we just stuck
There's-
here?
There are ways that we can do this, but our lives are at stake here.
I
Oh, that's
mean,
Survival
normal.
of any of those.
Von Richten
There are-
kind of pauses and laughs. He's like, aren't your lives always at stake?
yeah. I mean,
But
I mean, it's
this is
Barovia.
This is-
more like eternal
this is
damnation.
another level. This is.
I'm aware.
I-
I'm trying to
I
break the
have-
situation.
I've tricked my way into courts of kings and nobles. This is tricking a god. This is. If this goes wrong, there is no way you can run.
So in other words, if we do the thing that Strahd asks, we're either going to win or we're going to have to fight this guy with Strahd.
There's no fighting this.
There is no fighting this.
If this goes wrong, if he is not satisfied with what we're giving
We are
him as
dead.
his
What
end of the
was your
deal,
ro- Sorry. What was your roll? 73 as a group? I think that was my math. Yeah, alright, sorry.
So does that mean we have to go back to plan A, which means beat Strahd? Like, what's the lesser of the two evils here?
Rictavio would also have mentioned, or would pull out more paperwork and things like that, based on y'all 73 that I did not get to because it was in the sidebar notes. But would have also pulled out information regarding the Amber Temple itself and some of the vestiges held within. Basically, in regards that they are pieces of the whole, and may not possess inherently the exact same powers as, but would be more considered a vestige of sorts.
It's all those rocks.
The rocks in the temple, yes.
So you're telling me that there is a piece of Orcus in the Amber Temple?
There was that one place we
If it
didn't go
appears
to.
in the Amber Temple, that would appear so, yes.
There was that one place
Yeah,
we
that's-
didn't go to. The tower.
Hang on, what?
In the fight that we
Hmm.
had. And then there was an upstairs beyond that, and we didn't go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That was a place that we didn't go to.
I'm assuming it was a way to link back around with the upper floors.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
So
It
does
would
that mean-
structurally make sense.
So does that mean we need to go back to that place?
I was going to
We need to
suggest
find
it
out
because I was going to see if I could get information from Vampire himself, but knowing this, no, I'm not touching that thing again.
It's-
It's amazing how this changes.
If we
So-
could find a way to figure out the contract, perhaps
That's
we
what I
could
was gonna
offer a
do.
way to-
Oh,
Perhaps
looks
we
like
could change the terms.
But that's the thing, we're not offering to change the terms. We were going to try to stick it to terms as written.
but if the person who doesn't like that what we're doing,
Yeah.
basically bad news for all of us.
But
Mm-hmm. If he feels
he's a
duped.
demon.
He's a god.
But
I have lesser
If he
gods in
feels
my head.
duped.
I wonder if the lesser gods in my head knew about this. They might just be mad at Strahd. They may not know exactly who they're actually dealing with.
Or they might know exactly what they're dealing with. They're gods. The chances are they know other gods.
True.
I would say, based on general knowledge of the study of things, Branwen, your
Mhm.
studies into vampire stuff would know that a number of vampires worship Orcus as the god of undead. Whether they like him or not is another story, but he's responsible for most of the vampires' vampiric powers in general, as a race and as a
Mhm.
creation of itself. Just as fun side notes for extra notes that you would know. Because I understand
Wonderful.
everybody doesn't have the encyclopedia of BS knowledge in their head that I do, so making that worse. And I think one other thing, undead, vampire contract. Yeah, I think that's it.
So, depending on what we want to do, first we need to gather information, and I pull out the stone again. I go, depending on what they know as well, this might be viable situation at this time or not. This is, I don't know
It
where
all
we go from here.
So here's the thing. It makes me want even less to touch those things now as well. Because if we do stick with our plan, weakening Strahd and we end up against a god. We need him. At full strength.
Does Strahd even stand a chance?
More chance than us, and with us maybe.
Maybe that's why
Jeez.
Strahd doesn't want to mention anything, because he's scared.
I don't
It
even
seems
know
if
if he
he's-
knows what he's dealing with.
if he is bound to Orcus, Orcus might be able to hear him.
Oh no! Fuck! He does know what he deals with. He's a vampires fucking worship Orcus. He knows exactly what he's dealing with.
So Strahd's an
out.
idiot. He's trying to overthrow somebody that more than likely knows what he's trying to do.
He knows
Hence, that
We're
might be
dead.
hence the reason why all those other past versions has died, of his wife died. It's probably Orcus making sure that contract doesn't fulfill.
Yeah.
So basically, if we go through with this, there's a good chance, well, something bad's going to happen with her. Like an accident.
What are you willing to bet that she is a vessel for Orcus's power?
She's not.
Octavio kind of looks over, and I don't think that. I don't think she's a vessel. I think she's a pawn. I think her entire soul isn't her, part of this game.
He's a key.
Kind of looks over and kind of quietly nods in your direction. Possibly.
If I were an evil man, which I'm not, I would have said that we could possibly get rid of her and he would not be able to fulfill his end of the deal, period.
Octavio kind of.
And we would be stuck here.
I'm a
No.
good
stuck
man,
here.
and I'm
She'd
not
be
that
dead.
evil.
He would kill
Exactly.
you, and then you would be
Exactly.
reincarnated, and he would kill you again.
Exactly. Which is why
That-
I'm saying not to do it.
That or
I'm not an
we're
evil
not
man.
that or
Just-
we're not incarnated and we end up as those souls running around every night.
Pretty much.
You'd be part of that fun procession that walks from Barovia.
So what it sounds like is that
What do
we
we
need
do?
to do more research. We probably want to get all these vestiges and special stuff. And I point to Branwen's
we-
bow because I'm like, about that stuff, about anything, no matter what we choose, at least give us some leverage.
I'm not going anywhere near those stones. We need to get somebody who's
Hang
willing
on,
to bear
which
the effort.
which stones?
He's talking about the stones in the Amber Temple,
Vestiges.
the Vestige
Yeah.
stones, which is part of
Okay.
his tie-in with his.
No, I'm
Sorry.
I'm saying that as Branwyn because Branwyn's grin is going. There are
because
now like
Brandon's talking
six
about now there's, like,
different
six
things
different sets
of
of stones.
stones.
Yes, there are the
no,
cairns,
there's so many
stones,
stones.
the Amber Temples, and Vestige Amber rocks. Technically, the Amber Temple stones are pure slabs of amber. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Which
or
are
something
a
encased in
precious,
slabs of amber.
semi-precious stone.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
I wonder what would happen if you
They're
tried to
amber
sell them.
rocks, but still. However, as you all now gain this new information and are standing in the tower with Rictavio, having screamed out for Rictavio outside of the tower, and the entire forest around the area heard you,
Oh,
Um,
fuck.
that's where we're going to take our break. And I say 10 minutes and we should be able to come back and get this whole thing on the road again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
pretty
go
much.
scream at the sky.
Go for it.
You scream at this guy for a while, but all right, guys, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break. Anyone in here right now? So just hang out for about 10 minutes. We'll be back, and we'll see you in about 10. Hello and welcome to the second half of session 39 of Curse of Strahd. Thanks guys again for coming on out, and make sure you subscribe to the One Shot Tavern on YouTube if you ever miss any of the VODs or want to, catch up on the story so far. We really do appreciate your support. Now, throwing it back to MTC.
All right. And so, still in Kazan's tower. Right after Kelma had shouted out, and you all went inside and up to the second floor to look at the books and talk with Buster and do all these fun things. Trovic and Savari, make perception checks for me.
Is it hearing or
Vision based.
vision based? Okay.
I'd say looking out one of the windows on the second floor. Okay. As you look out to the north side of the tower and off into the forest just past the lake, you see the clouds in the distance start to get heavy and dark. And a lightning bolt here, a strike of lightning there just drops down. It almost seems to be moving, not really in a line, but in a general direction. Just like each strike of lightning is one probably about a quarter mile away, a little bit closer. The next one a little bit closer, and off to the side from that one a little bit. But they all seem to be moving in kind of like a zigzaggy line almost through the forest. It's each different strike of lightning. It's not random and all over the place. It's somewhat coordinated. As the storm starts to brew outside just to the north of the tower. But you all are in the tower, talking with Von Richten and contemplating which is the greater evil.
Which is less likely to get us killed.
Well, let's do this. Let's go to the Wizard of Wines, get that stone that you want, swap things out, and then I guess head back to the Amber Temple and let's see what we can find. And Kelma just kind of does a shrug.
I mean, I can try to talk to that aspect of vampire or curse, whichever one we want to call it now. Seeing as I've talked to it before, and hey, I'm not exactly going to take that fucking curse. I've already partly got it.
I could talk to my Fanes too to see if they have any insight, but I'd rather wait until we meet up closer to the temple. So, we want to get going, or is there anything else, old man, you need to tell us?
Tavia just kind of looks over it. It's what I've found so far. If I do find anything else, I'll be at the Blue Water once I get back. He kind of looks around. Got a few more things to finish up here. He's kind of scrolling through some of his papers and his notes.
We should not head straight to the Emperor Temple because it's going to take forever. We don't have horses anymore.
Well, maybe at the Wizard of Wines, or maybe stop by Valaki.
Yeah.
Where
I'd also-
where
we
should
also
we put
need-
mage?
Yeah. Not taking him up the mountain, that's for sure.
No, we need to keep him safe. How far is Valaki on the other side?
Lucky is over here.
That's Valaki?
Let me. I got you. I've got labels. I just haven't been using labels because
Gotcha.
I'm just that awful DM.
Okay, so Valaki's here.
There you go.
Well, we definitely want to get the ravens back. So let's go to the Wizard of Wines, then go to Valaki.
I think we should swap the stones. If the thing on the back is what we need to do to use those stones, if we do want the stone, we need to keep
Okay.
that one needs to go in the ground.
Yeah, this
No
one
one
doesn't
did
seem like good news.
Yeah.
This is the one, the one that of the sister that I like, but her price is too high. So let's go to the Wizard of Wines. I'll let you
feel
pick the
it's
stone.
with someone other than us because I doubt anyone's going to find a willing sacrifice.
Then we either go back to Valaki after this, and drop off Mage, or maybe the Wizard of Wine people might be able to take care of Mage. Either which way.
I would also like to hear from Essie. 'Cause
Sure.
she was doing some stuff as well.
Well, then let's head on out and keep things moving. I'm sure the Raven folk want to get back to their folks in the farm.
They've all just kind of been waiting outside. They didn't really come in. They're just standing outside.
Good.
keeping eyes.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to set out to the Wizard of Wines, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
I
think
guess
there's
that's
much
where
else at
that's
the
their
tower,
play.
yeah.
Go to the
Yep.
Wizard of Wines.
That's the next move.
All right.
Alright.
Start heading out to the Wizard of Wines and
And you know the route.
do I see anything as I we walk outside? or anything?
Yeah. So as you all walk outside, and everybody's kind of looked to the north in general, has started to notice this dark set of clouds brewing and lightning striking down, but almost in a very specific pattern, almost like a zigzag, but like
We should move.
almost controlled.
That
Are we
doesn't look.
at the tower before when we noticed that?
What's that?
Are we like completely out of the tower and away?
Yes,
When we
you
know-
are out of the tower,
Okay.
and there's some lightning coming. So like, if you're let me zoom in and see where I'm at. So if you're Trovik, which you are right now,
We're all Trovik.
the lightning's coming from like up here, and you guys have like crossed over the bridge already, and you're back on the main side, but it's still. Oh, you can't see anything because it's
Yeah.
wrong there,
It's
right?
Is like here?
No, it's like over here, like to the north side.
Oh, it's closer than we thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
You need to get out of
like
here.
y'all are
I-
Trovik, and you're basically at
need
the
to
edge of the bridge. Sorry, Bramwin.
Is Rexton with us?
He is not. He's staying in the tower. He is
No,
still looking
I'm
for
running
stuff.
back across the bridge.
And as you dash back across the bridge, the lightning still seems constant with the same pace it is. You make it back across, enter through the door. Van Richten's still on the second floor looking at books and things like that. He's gathering a few more things and looking for extra paperwork and still trying to find some more information.
I'd hurry up. There's a weird storm, and that lightning looks far too close for comfort, and this building is not safe.
Make a fair point as he kind of looks out the window and sees what you're talking about and kind of writes himself. Okay, well, would you carry these then? And he kind of like starts pulling up some books that he's found and like set to the side and stuff like that. So he starts handing them towards you as he takes a handful of them himself.
Can do.
Only Bramwin has run across the bridge, my guy. You
Oh,
all
right,
are
yep,
still
straight.
on the other side. But he hands you a number of books to presumably help him get to his horse on the first floor.
Yep.
You all are easily enough able to make it there. Strap down what you can, throw the rest in some of the saddlebags and things like that. As the lightning is starting to creep closer and closer to the party.
Savari's hand is like ghosting lightning surge on her back.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, it's probably within about 200 yards of you. As you begin to cross the bridge again, and what is that? Oof!
Oh,
Excellent. So,
oh no.
as you get to the other side of the bridge and back with the rest of the group, Von Richten kind of riding his horse and you running, right about the time you make it to the far end of the land bridge and get back with the group, as the group begins to start to back away from the forest edge and down the road a little bit off the edge. Savari reaching towards her blade, but not pulling it yet. You all notice the lightning strikes right inside of the forest, 200 yards from you, and then another 180 yards from you. And
Go, go,
then
go.
right at the edge of the forest, as you all are turning and beginning to run, you see
The
a
horses.
creature. Yeah, no horses. You're turning and running on foot. You see a creature, large, maybe it's probably only about 3 feet tall, but
Oh.
it's longer. It's four-legged, and it's like almost like a jet black color with blue strikes going down its side. Enormous.
Oh.
And you can just see and make out that it has these massive tusks. And I think I described that somewhat right, did I? Yes, I did. It has these massive tusks, and the tusks are an electric blue color, as you see a lightning bolt strike down right at the edge of the
Oh.
forest where it's emerged from.
Oh God.
What would you like to do as it stands there and stares at you?
We need to go.
And do I have an image? I don't have an image. Why do we not have an image?
Mm.
I feel like this is a mistake. I've made mistakes. Mistakes have been made. GM is error. Don't worry about GM. There. Is that the page I need? That's the page I need. Sorry. Edit. I need to remove this text so I can show you a picture. Because I like pictures. But what are you all doing? Are you running from it? Not that it matters, but I mean, no, I say that it does matter. No, I was talking about the picture I'm showing you because the picture will matter to tell me whether or not you do things. So I should show you the
Okay.
picture first. Picture first.
Oh my
Oh,
god, it's amazing.
God. Oh my God.
Thunderbore.
Jeez.
That's
You see
actually
this
kind of cool.
standing on the edge of the forest as a lightning bolt strikes down on it and crackles into it, and it just rears its head up.
Such a strange
Massive
animal.
tusk looking at you and looking in
I'm
your
down.
direction.
And it's not blocking our way. It's just on the other side, right?
No, like your road out is here. It is up here.
Oops, sorry.
Oh no, my visual shit. My bad. Your road out is this path here. Like you would go
Yeah.
down and out here.
Then out this way. And he's like here, right?
Right. He's like here on the edge of the forest. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, he's not directly impeding you all at all.
Okay.
And
I
actually,
guess
you
we're
know
leaving.
what? Since at this point you guys have explored enough, there's a road map. So you know all the main roads in Barovia because that
Yeah.
makes it way easier. Not that you need all the roads in Barovia, but there you go. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I mean, it's not
Kelma
engaged
just
yet. It's probably about 160 yards away from you.
Kelma just looks. He goes, that is the weirdest steak and burgers I've ever seen. Let's get going.
Trovik pulls his axe.
Oh god.
Okay. You pull your axe out. As you do so, the boar kind of stands up a little straighter, and you can almost hear it grunt out. And as it does so, you just hear like this boom of thunder from where it would normally just be like, whoo! You just hear, whoo!
God.
We need to go. Trovik, come on.
Surely this thing can't be that.
It will kill us.
I mean,
Y'all said that about the hag too.
I mean, yes, and it did. One of us. Nearly.
Kalma sighs. He's like, you know what? Rovik's right. Because I'm tired of just running away from everything. And he looks at the boar, and he snaps his fingers, and he does thaumaturgy, and he does basically the same sound back to the boar, but like 3 times louder.
Make a performance check for me.
Oh.
Ooh.
Great performance, me.
Hey. As you do this back at the boar, you attempt to match the sound. You think it's pretty good.
I'm very tempted to also, but you brought the dude out of the tower.
This
Von Richten, I think, had just joined us already. So.
Yeah, he's with you guys.
Yes.
And you all are together on the Lambrey side. But as you kind of make this sound towards this creature, you just see it kind of like stance up for a moment and then kind of puff out its chest a little bit as it takes one big step forward. You just see another lightning bolt shoot down out of the sky. And it begins to track at one of its paw or one of its hooves as it
Speak with animals, but
you
like
speak with animals.
I
And you can speak with animals if you want to. It's up to you, but it looks like it's about to charge.
I could I could stick out my hand and just be like kind of like looking in his eyes, just kind of like in a calming manner.
Jeez.
And because I have animal handling, I have 3+3 animal handling, so I'm just like.
I mean, you could certainly try. You know, like an animal handling check, or
Yeah,
if
I
wanted to
basically
try,
just
or
kind of.
somebody wanted to try. You can. I'm not going to stop you.
I mean, does anyone else good with animal handling?
can I have permission to cast this
Do I have?
instantly instead of 10 minutes?
No, because it's 10 minutes.
Dang it.
Can't break the rules like that. I'm sorry.
I just
If
after
it was a
doing
minute
that,
and 30 seconds or something like that, maybe. But 10 minutes is a casting time for a reason.
so after I do the thing, I
Yeah.
kind of like take a step forward, and I just kind of stick my hand out, and I kind of puff up myself a little bit, and I just kind of give him a stare down, basically just trying to intimidate the.
I'll do the same.
I guess I'll do the same.
Trovik
So I would say
enters
one
rage to do
person
so.
makes an intimidation check with advantage because 3 of you are attempting to
Dude,
roll
I
up
just-
onto
who,
this board.
who has better
Yeah,
intimidation?
because the thing is, it's just an animal, so it's like.
I
Just an animal.
Yeah, who has the best animal handling or intimidation would be Trovik, right?
I have advantage on intimidation already.
Okay, so
Animal
probably be
handling?
you.
I don't have it anyway.
Like, what were we doing? Intimidation or animal handling?
I would say you can do either animal handling or intimidation. The DCs are different for each.
Intimidation.
Well, it'd probably be intimidation, and that'll be up to Trovik's alley.
I gotta use thaumaturgy as he's doing that.
Because I can't intimidate for shit.
Alright. So Trovik, if that's the group's decision, roll an intimidation check for me with advantage.
Be like
To
someone.
Super
embolden
advantage or just advantage?
thaumaturgy.
I'm
if you want
doing
intimidation,
like rumble of thunder, eyes are glowing, ground shaking. Yeah, because you can do 3 effects at once. So
Wow.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait, really? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
no,
that's
thaumaturgy
what
is
I'm
kind
about to
of
say,
dumb.
like-
You can do up to 3 things at once without canceling out one of them. Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Oh.
thunder, ground
Yeah,
shaking,
sure. Let's go with
glowing
super
eyes.
advantage. So roll 3d20s.
Woo!
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't quite know how you did that.
I don't know either. I don't either.
That's
wow.
sick. When it counts.
Actually stunned.
Yeah. And then there's the "we'll be right back" meme that comes into play.
Yeah,
No. As you all, in a group of barbarian fever, attempt to intimidate this boar, it stops where it stands. It looks at you all, snorts heavily, and you can just see like this heavy mist come out of its nose. And another lightning bolt shoots down from the sky as it crashes into it and kind of raises its horns up. It turns and begins to walk away back into the forest.
Oh, good. It worked.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a beast. He was just testing us. He probably thinks he's the boss. He just realized that we're too much. That we're too much work.
Thinks he's the
Kalma,
boss.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Who?
Kalma.
Kelma. Lightning
Alright.
bolt from the sky, I imagine.
I have advantage on my saves anyway, so let's see. And
Oh, same roll.
hey,
What's the roll? 19. Okie dokie. All right. And if you save, you would take half damage, right? You don't have anything that takes no damage for half damage. It's a rogue
Does
thing,
it?
yeah.
Do monks have evasion?
That's what I was
Monks.
wondering. I think it's a rogue
I
thing.
think he might have his evasion.
He has
Yeah,
I
monks
didn't
have
that's something.
evasion.
I
Don't
thought
they?
rogues do. I don't know. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Yeah, he has evasion.
Cool.
Why the fuck is Rogue a class?
Yeah.
What?
These are
I
questions.
have evasion.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It
I'm trying to
says
look at my
it's like
I-
in between Kensai weapon and stillness of mind.
Oh, hold on.
And
I was
here.
actually looking for that too. Under features and traits, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Be a
Yeah, that's
class.
news to me too. Sorry.
Under class features. Okay.
It's a bit down.
Low fall, focus aim, extra attack, stunning strike, one to blade, can say. Oh, there it is. Yeah. When subject to effect, you make a dex saving throw to take only half damage. You instead take no damage if I succeed.
Nice. So a lightning bolt
and
strikes
only-
Kalma
and
where
only-
he stands.
And only half if I fail.
Yep. So a lightning bolt strikes Kalma where he stands. He's alright.
I step out. I kind of like do like a little side step out of the way, and I'm like, yeah.
Hey.
He just.
That's
I kind of laugh for a second. I'm like, yeah. He just wants to let us know.
are we even human anymore? At this point, I'm starting to wonder.
I mean, I felt the static. I just moved out of the way. I expected
Right.
all animals do something. That they're apex to kind of do the last bit of last word. It's kind of like having a last word in an argument. That was
But
his last
lightning
word.
bolts?
I mean, he was literally casting lightning bolts from his tusk.
I mean, yes, but why would a boar need to cast light? What natural evolution? I don't.
Not. You're asking for natural evolution, not magic. Thing. Remember.
I suppose
Barovia.
that's fair.
I mean,
However,
we did
at
just
this
finish
point,
fighting an old lady throwing swamp creatures at us.
Yeah, like.
That's another fair point.
At this point, Rictavio is not going with you all to the Wizard of Wines unless you ask him to accompany you. He's going to go back to Valaki. So.
I just wanted to make sure he didn't end up trapped inside a collapsing tower.
Yep.
No, understandable completely, and he thanks you for that. But he kind of looks at you all. He kind of looks over at Gaynor and I suppose I'll trust you all to get him back to wherever's safe. Kind of looks down at his horse and all the books he's carrying. Probably wouldn't have room for him anyway. All right, well, I'll see you back in Valaki then. Hopefully Esmeralda will be back by the time you all arrive. As I'm also going to try and go and do a little more research, see if there's anything else I can find now that we've figured out what our main problem is.
All right. Well, have fun with that.
I never did enjoy diving through libraries. It's always kind of droll work. But maybe there's something.
I know your pain.
kind of rears the horse. Well, I'm off, and kind of tries to ride off with some type of bravado. But he's Von Richten, the vampire hunter extraordinaire.
Jeez. I hate that guy.
Yeah. It almost seemed like he wanted to take Gaynor, but I wouldn't trust that guy with a pencil.
Yep. Freaking vampire.
He's not
hunter.
that bad.
Okay,
Maybe he's a little bad.
I just look at Osgood, I'm like, the one thing we asked him, the only favor we asked him, he let wander around town unguarded with John. John's a good guy, but after the things we fought, poor John would be murdered along with her.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
I trust John more than this guy.
So, at about 1 o'clock-ish, after gathering all this information, you all begin to set off down the road to the Wizard of Wines. Where you know the trail very well at this point, and following the winding path with Ravenkind with you. The journey is rather smooth. It takes 2 hours or so to get down the road and through the wood, even on foot.
If he's not with us, I will turn back into werewolf form.
Absolutely. Yes. And you can certainly do that as soon as he gets out of visual range if you wish.
This is my shield.
Shield. That makes sense. And you all eventually do come across the vineyard and the main house of the Martikov family as well. Easily enough, you can go right up to the door like you normally would.
Should I be myself while we're here as well?
Yeah, it'd probably be best if you revert back to yourself until we kind of tell people what's up. You don't want to just surprise them.
Okay.
All the shape
I mean, these guys will probably be a lot nicer to you than he would have, so.
Yeah, the only person who allies with us that we need to watch out for is Mr. Idiot who rode off. His protege.
And Essie. Yeah.
Well, Essie at least has a brain. He can understand the difference. Von Richten, on the other hand.
Gotcha.
You're able to get to the building itself. Doesn't look like any of the Martikovs are out working the field specifically. You do notice there is a wagon in the barn itself, where they would normally load up the casks of wine and things like that for deliveries. And it has a couple barrels on the back of it. But
Production's restarted. That's good.
Yeah. Those stones help them out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go in here and drop off their friends, swap out the stone, and head back to Valaki.
you can do all these things. As you all knock on the front door, or inquire as to where the hell people are, you eventually do run into Davian, the father, the old man, who greets you all, embraces his kin and the other raven folk, and just kind of looks over the entire group as he just in awe. He's like, I don't even know how. I don't even know how you brought them back to us.
Things like picking fights with us and not realizing that they're probably not going to end well.
Quite clearly.
They're kind of strong.
And then
that
he kind of like starts talking to one of the Raven folk, and they just kind of explain some of the shit that's gone on with them and what's happened. And because if you all remember correctly, narrative-wise, nobody knows what's in Berez because no scouts returned from Berez.
Oh yeah.
So they begin to kind of detail them out and fill out some of this stuff, and you just see like the shock and horror come over his face. Is like stories of Raven folk being mutilated, tortured, and attacked, and desecrated one by one. Dead ravens being stuffed into scarecrows and becoming stuffing and shit like that. Like, it's very gruesome stuff. Like these people have been through some stuff. But
and I walk up to Davian and I'm just like, and I pull out the stone. I'm like, hey, we need the swamp stone. I'll give you this one. It's for the mission that we're on, but it's best for you to hold on to this one and us to hold on to the swamp stone, so they're not all in one spot.
He kind of looks at the stone in your hand. He takes it. I haven't seen this in 15 years. That's. And he just kind of like yells over to one of his boys and tells him to come. And you need to go dig up that blue stone. Put this in its place. Bring me the blue stone now. Just very matter of factly, and the boy, almost without any hesitation, just darts off into the garden or into the vineyard. And he kind of looks at you with a smile on his face, and just like a weak smile, but a smile. And he's like, "You just brought us the thing that makes the best wine in the valley."
Yeah, good.
Hell yeah.
It's a stone I lost 15 years ago. I never thought I'd find it again. Just you can almost see him like reminiscing a little bit. It's like just a very happy memory almost comes into his mind. He just kind of like snaps back out of it and looks at you all. I really don't know what my clan can do for you that we haven't already done, but anything we can do, we're more than in your debt.
Oh. Speaking of wine, I see there's some casks in the wagon over there. They ready for delivery?
Kind of looks over. He's like, we got one or two more to fill, but yeah, they'll be ready by the end of the day.
Maybe we could take them to Vallaki if that's where they're going, and
Indeed.
perhaps borrow the wagon for a little bit.
Kind of looks and you took good care of it the first time. I trust you more now than I did then. I don't see why not.
Yeah, we'll try not to break it, just as long as we don't get attacked by anything.
I think anything that attacks you guys might be thinking twice at this point. We'll get it loaded up for you. It'll be ready in the morning.
Wonderful.
Also, there might be one other thing. I look at Brandon and go, maybe they could help us with research stuff too. They could get around and send us messages.
I mean, the only people we're waiting to hear back from are Van Richten, who is just going to start the second leg of research, and Essie, who, if she's waiting for us in Vallaki, then we're going to her anyway.
Well, I was thinking more of tablets for the stones, just in case, so we know.
I mean,
Best to know where they are, just in case we need them at the last minute.
maybe they could try to find the other two.
Yeah. They're
Aerial view.
exactly.
He kind of looks. He's like, "What exactly are you looking for?"
And I kind of describe what I saw in the other area.
Yeah. In Berez.
In Berez, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I figured there's probably
Yeah.
all over the place something similar.
Kind of scratches his head for a moment and thinks. He's like, it's been years since I've been up and flying, but let me ask my sons, see if they've seen anything.
Sure.
Like
Just let us know. Send us some messages or whatever. Just don't get yourselves in trouble. It's kind of if you see something, let us know.
Yeah, we'd rather not hear than hear that someone's dead.
Appreciated and understood. I figured that out from them. They're practically guests here at this point. Feel free to hang around, take a load off. Gotta go and make sure they're not messing up that last batch.
I guess we're going to relax here for a night and then head to Valaki.
After Perez, relaxing somewhere not swampy and slightly safer is amazing.
I look over to Trovic. I'm like, hey, you might be able to get a full night's rest this time without something waking you up.
Oh, it's about time.
Now it is only about 2:30 in the afternoon, but just a heads up, if you wanted to.
Oh, I thought it was like later on. I thought it was like about
2:30,
No.
3
or
o'clock.
something.
No, it's pretty early.
Oh, okay.
Can I find a quiet corner and pull out my alchemy kit?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Um,
also maybe the
by the
mend.
way, downtime is always a good time to use that book that you've now come into possession of.
Yeah, and also the Osgood
Yeah.
mend the
And the mend
lockpick.
the lockpick, yes.
Oh, and I
Oh,
could talk.
I
and
can't.
and I could talk to a Fane.
Good talk to us, man.
Yeah.
These things can happen.
I realized that I can't change my cantrip, so I
Nope.
can't actually cast mending.
Oh,
Fail. Okay, so no fixing the
womp
lockpick.
womp.
Great.
You try to fix
Well,
the
the
lockpick
feet.
and it doesn't work.
I mean, I'm sure
The
you could.
feet has no lockpicks.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure Valaki. Maybe if we find our poison guy again.
We could also
That's
just
a
borrow
good
the forge.
point.
It's a good point, Kelma. Good point, Kelma.
That's a very good point.
So as you go and set up with your alchemy kit in the corner, and the rest begin to.
I chuck someone else the Libra of identification for the minute.
Fair enough. The book flies through the air. Who catches it?
I catch it.
Cool.
And I pull out that little oil that looked different than the rest.
Yep. And you could start describing the color of the oil and writing it into the book, and the book would start to fill itself out the rest of the way and explain that it is a potion of or oil of sharpness.
And I just kind of explained to the group, like, this makes your blade sharper. Who wants
With
a sharper
magic.
blade?
I would.
And I toss it over
Mhm.
Savari.
Yep, absolutely.
Catch it.
So now you have oil of.
Yes. Other things in oh, right. I need to write the actual loot in the thing. I'll do that later. But yeah. So what are you making, Brandon? Alchemy.
One of my tonic of undeath
Yeah,
because I
absolutely.
need one.
Yep,
The
you
one that I
can-
made was used the minute I finished making it.
Feel that. Yeah, and you can absolutely make that. Setting aside doing your normal works and things. As you all are kind of relaxing, and just lounging about the main house, I'll say. Hour or so passes, and then the younger brother that was sent off to go get the stone kind of comes back, dirt covering his hands and crusted up under his nails and things like that. And he's got this stone that glows blue in his hand as he kind of comes up to Kelma and just sort of like reaches his hand out and holds it out to you. Pa said you wanted this.
Oh, I grab it. I get the stone. Like, yeah, this is the one I wanted. Thanks a lot. And I flip him a gold coin.
He kind of looks at you as he grabs the coin out of the air. You don't have to. That's weird. What?
Why? You went out and you did a chore. Where I grew up, that earned payment. That's how I used to make money in my village. Use that gold coin to buy something.
He just kind of looks at you with a weird look on his face and kind of backs away slowly. He kind of turns around and walks away from you. Kind of concerned. Just it's a little odd to be paid a gold coin to do a chore in the yard that he would have to do anyway. But kind of strange about it. As he kind of walks away from you.
Is this like Japan? No tipping?
I mean, it's like, hey son, go out and milk the cow on the farm. Expect to get paid a gold coin for it. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't work that way. You just kind of,
Well, it's his lucky day.
apparently so. But he's very concerned as he walks away. But you now have the swamp runestone instead of the mountain runestone.
Okay, and then
Sorry. Yeah.
then after whatever's done at the end, I'm gonna do the whole like chalk to a feint again. Quick.
Yeah, of course. And about just before you go and sit down with the Fane, Davian does come back with another one of his kin, and they mention a circle to the. Sorry, my God. Hold on. I really don't have any drinks and I'm dying. Hold on.
Oh no, yeah, get yourself a drink or something.
Yeah, I apologize. Give me 1 second. There we go. This is gonna suck.
Meanwhile,
This
Come on.
D&D campaign is sponsored by nobody.
No. The only drink I have around that's liquid is alcohol. and I don't
There
wanna
you go.
drink that,
It's
but-
an alcohol company. Yay! Wineries finally
Alcohol.
sponsoring us.
yes, rubbing
But anyway,
alcohol.
Sorry. Don't mean to do that much, but it was
Hell
liquid.
yeah.
Rubbing alcohol for the win. But comes up to you and mentions that there was a circle to the southwest of the Wizard of Lines. It was there's a large hill to the southwest that has 2 huge sets of standing stones that run up the hill, and then a large smooth set of stones in the center, and then there's also a couple of like stone circles branching off of that hill set.
So like here,
Yeah, right about there.
there's one in Perez. Perez is here. There's one. Okay.
Oh no,
Probably
that's a whole
to-
map.
That's my guess. Is the last one's probably around here.
But this one is probably the red one.
That's my guess. This is red.
Blue one.
Perez is blue.
Was that or that? Let me see the town now. Down there.
No, this was Perez. He was
Yeah.
red.
Yeah, East Bros. I will draw you shapes because that's way more easy.
And I'm guessing that the last one's probably somewhere in.
Well, no. If this is the merchant stone, which is the red one,
This is Perez with pink. The
swamp one.
let's say
So this was swamp one. This would have been the green one.
this,
Mountain, I would say.
and then.
Oh, yeah, 'cause it's
you're
surrounded
not
by
sure where
stone.
the third one is yet. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't know.
Well,
We just don't know.
Because we have on our map.
Yeah, you have an idea. They've been spotted, pointed on your old Barovia maps in your inventories. If you look at that one, but this is just the overmap.
It's on this map. It
Yeah.
would be. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. I'm
I
bringing
just
it.
hit
Yeah.
show to players for everybody.
There's the falls. It's on that bend there. Just under there. Shit!
Oh,
Shit! That's not good. That's really not good.
Oh shit! Sorry, let me move those orange boxes. Oh no! Now I can't move the orange boxes.
oh no. I can't
Oh,
bring
no.
up the. For some reason, I can't bring up the map of Barovia.
Oh no, that's not good. That's not good either. Why is all this
Technical
bad?
difficulties.
Yeah.
Yes, all the layers, all the difficulties. Yay! Now I can fix things. I had to move the paths. That was the problem. Was the paths? It was the paths all along. So I put that on the map, and everything makes sense and it works. Perfect. Haha!
Yay.
I'm a
There it goes.
genius. Sorry. Anyway, yes. Yeah, that's about
On
right.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Yeah. Which is
Okay.
bad. Which is really bad. Because you know what this is, right?
Is that the hag?
That's the windmill.
Uh,
That's the hags.
more hags.
Hooray, we're
hex.
about to die. Again.
All the hex. But yes, the
Oh,
two
yeah, we
that
still
you know
haven't
of
checked
for
up on the
sure-
children. The children were
haven't.
returned.
No. They might have returned.
And thanks, Zarek,
You would
for the
know.
host. Hold on a second, MTC.
Sorry.
Thanks, Zarek, for the host and the raid of 133 people.
Absolutely.
So thanks everyone coming on through.
That's awesome.
Just want to give everyone a quick heads up. Everyone coming on through. We're just in the second half of our D&D campaign, and hopefully you like D&D stuff. And if you enjoy D&D, we've uploaded all the VODs to the One Shot Tavern YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe and support what I do, but either way, I appreciate it. But all right, we're gonna go back to the game because we focus more on the game. So thanks everyone.
So, yeah, apologies. So you've been informed that there's a number of sets of circles of stones down in this direction by the Raven folk. You've seen the one in Berez, and you can assume that the other one, based on the general localities of your maps, was somewhere in this region, in a general ping area, based on what you've known from what was marked and what was found out. As far as the stones go, and you can surmise which ones might be which, but
Oh,
the logic dictates that swamp and swamp, mountain and forest, probably in a
maybe.
forest.
But if that's there, or in this area, that's not really foresty.
Hmm.
Okay. Thoughts?
I mean, yes and no. I would say the windmill is right on the edge of a forest.
I'd say that we keep an eye on the windmill and see what's going on there.
That involves going you hags.
Yeah. Well. All right. Now we know what's going on. Let's head to. Let's get some rest. Head to Valaki and let's deal what we need to deal with.
Aye.
Fair enough. And so if you wanted to attempt to talk with a Fane, if nobody else had anything they wanted to do, you could attempt to talk with a Fane.
Yeah, I can talk to Fane real quick.
Talk to a Fane real quick. What you asking a Fane, my guy? Fane roll to see which Fane it is. Ooh, fun. Fane rolls. Fane rolls. Boop.
Which Fane did I get? Oh.
Oh,
As the figure clarifies in your vision.
Hey, got a question for you.
And I may have an answer for you.
So, we've been running around gathering these stones. Happened to get them. So, but we found out something. What do you know of Orcus?
Kind of looks blankly. What is Orcus?
I don't know. It's just, you want me to be your champion of this land, right?
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, because I'm really persuasion.
Okay. Yes. Yes, we do.
Well, so if you want me to be your champion, it might be best for you to be more straightforward, because if Orcus is the one who made all of this with the person you hate with Strahd, well, how can I defeat this guy or Strahd?
Kind of pauses for a moment and looks at you. You ask as if I'm supposed to have all the answers.
I mean,
I'm trapped here just like you are. But
well, aren't you the god? I'm just a monk.
you indeed are just a monk. That said, there are a number of ways to succeed. Be creative.
Be creative. So, would actually bringing your stones back help us in any way?
Make an insight check for me.
Sure. 26.
Nice. She kind of looks at you amused and just depending on who your enemy is.
Well, the question is this: Strahd or this demon prince? Which one do you think we have a better chance with?
Better chance with or against?
Eh, either or.
Well,
Because we could join with Strahd and possibly find a way around Orcus, or we could defeat Strahd, but
and
Orcus might still show up.
still be trapped here by Orcus.
Exactly.
Doesn't seem like a very smart play. Well, if you place trust in your enemies, you will likely fail anyway.
Well, there's no trust. I don't even trust you guys. You guys are helping me. This is just a mutual agreement. So, okay.
If you, and she's trying to like find a way to say this cleverly, if you take everything at face value, you'll never feel deceived.
Okay.
And with that, it kind of fades from your vision.
I just kind of stretch and I'm laying on the floor of I'm in my room right now, just kind of looking up at the sky and just kind of thinking to myself like, no one gives straight answers. Place makes no sense. I need to get some advice from my master. I just kind of sit up and spend the rest of the day just kind of contemplating what I'm gonna do next.
Fair enough. Anybody want to do anything else, or timeline along to the next day? It's a very trophy.
I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
I have
I'm
nothing
gonna-
to say.
Well, then nothing to say. You have.
I'm gonna sort of go out into the cornfield and sit in a corner and sort of look up at the moon and sort of mutter to myself.
Cool.
Plant and keep a watch over my travels, please.
And as you mutter out into the night in the field, you have full control over yourself. No loss of consciousness. No pull to the ether. Nothing drawing you in any way, shape, or form. Quiet, which is unusual.
He's satisfied for probably the first time in a very long time.
But with that, you all rest at the Wizard of Wines safely, with the brothers keeping watch and making sure nothing goes afoul. Next morning comes. You all can take a long rest again, as it's been 24 hours, and well, that would make sense. And as you all kind of arise and wake and begin to gather yourselves, go downstairs for what you assume would be breakfast somewhere, or some kind of rations. You notice that the cart is now loaded with 4 barrels of wine, and seems to be fully set and ready to go, as well as has horses attached to it. And as you all kind of come down, Davian just kind of greets you all, explains that the cart's ready, He seems extremely excited that, like, almost like a kid on Christmas as far as like the state of things goes. You can just see like an excitable air about him that you haven't seen in this old man's face before. Considering the last 3 times you've seen him, he was being tortured, had just lost a quarter of his family, and his building had basically been attacked and almost run down completely. He looks giddy almost. Extremely happy that he's got his old thing back.
So,
Kid on Christmas.
out of curiosity, how much are you running out of 100% capacity now?
Not with what we gave you, but
But, like, as a general rule, will the stone make it more powerful than the blue one? Or is there some kind of, like,
they all do different things.
interesting?
They all provide different qualities. This redstone allows us to produce the Champagne de l'Estampe.
Ah, the thing that was really valuable.
Hey, it was really
That'll be
valuable.
interesting.
That's always good
Okay.
news.
That should hopefully help you pay for repairs then, eh?
Kind of looks over at the still damaged side of the building as you all are just kind of talking. Yeah, maybe.
That'd be nice.
A fiery tree did fall into the building. All the fun stuff.
That wasn't exactly my intent, by the way, with the oil. I didn't exactly intend for it to happen like that, but
No, oil, vineyard, wood building,
I'm not
fire,
exactly the
tree. Makes a lot of sense.
I'm not exactly the best planner in the world. I apologize.
He kind of looks over the rest of the group. You don't say.
It's literally what I do, but okay.
She's the one who makes our decisions a lot of the time.
Just got somebody intelligent working for it.
Pretty much.
He kind of
Anyways.
looks you up and down. Feel free to set off whenever, but
Aye.
if you need anything, we'll be here. He kind of looks over at the 4 raven folk that you brought with. They're now clothed and kind of sitting on a side table, eating as well. Kind of looks down back at you guys. Well, make sure they get to the right place.
We'll try.
Thank you guys. And so, with that, you all would be able to set off. If you have nothing else to do, if you'd like to do other stuff, you more than well can. Otherwise, cart and journey back to Valaki is the next play, I think. So, start on that route. And with cart, you travel significantly faster.
Yay.
So why I asked for a cart.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong roll. D20. Hey, good. Cool. Okay. So with the cart, it takes you all significantly less time to take the same path back. Do you go tower-wise, or do you go Forgotten Village-wise at the intersection?
Village?
Village. We don't need to go near the tower.
Yeah, we don't want to see if that
Nobody
stupid
needs
boar
to.
pops up again.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to do anything. Fair enough. And as you pass through the fog-covered village of Zamay, same buildings, same everything, same fog. No wolf, no shadow soldiers, no anything like that. Just creepy and quiet. As you're traveling from
Almost
this
makes you
direction, you kind of see on the hill in the distance a decent-sized castle or fort of some sort, just above the mist on the hill. But you will continue on your path to the split intersection and across the stone bridge once again, and say probably about noonish, you're arriving at Valaki. And as you arrive, the gate is open with 2 guards posted.
Ooh, yay, guards. Nice.
And as you all arrive,
Let's fucking go.
okay. Savari, What form are you in?
I'm in tiefling form, of course.
Fair enough. As you all arrive, you notice two guards that you haven't seen before at the gate. One's a lot shorter than the other. The other looks a lot more heavy set. Their armor doesn't really seem to fit them all that well. But you all make it to Valaki. Fair enough, easy enough. The guards only look at you all and give you a hard stare before letting you into the city. As soon as
Don't die.
Sorry.
Oh, what the hell? Sorry.
You
Shoot.
can.
Sorry. Wow, damn. As the guard dies in front of you, contagion seems to have
Oh,
struck the entire
God.
town. No. You are able to make it through the gate without any complication as you all have this cart. And I noticed the 4 barrels on the back of the cart and are a little bit quicker to let you in. But you're back in
Because I was
Valaki.
about to have the "don't you know who we are" conversation. Jeez.
Do
Yeah,
you
no,
not
I mean,
know
they don't
who
stop
I
you.
am?
You all look important and dignified and have a cart. Why would they stop you?
We had a car full of wine. We're good.
No, yeah, it's true. But you're able to make it back into the town of Valaki. Some of it looks like it's being patched up a little bit better than others. Some parts seem like they've just been kind of left destroyed. Some of the main buildings seem to be starting to be repaired and things like that as you travel through the town of Valaki. Once again, Valaki being Valaki, and you all would make it back to the Wizard of Wines. Fair enough, easily enough with your cart.
Blue Water Inn.
The Blue Water Inn.
Or Blue Water Inn. Sorry, wow,
It's-
words.
we made a
In a
U-turn.
day. Yeah, you made a big U-turn.
Circle.
All the U-turns. No. So you make it to the Blue Water Inn. I apologize. Words. You make it to the Blue Water Inn easily enough. With another cart of wine. And as you all pull in, get out of the cart, get off the cart, and begin to enter into the building. Sitting around is one Rictavio, Davian. You spent a day sleeping in the swamp, okay, cool. So at this point, you would also see perched over in the corner, kind of kicked up in one of the chairs, leaning against the wall, is Esmeralda. And she seems to be resting or taking a nap in the corner. Esmeralda, Octavio, Irina, John. The wolf hunters are not there. Martikov Men is there. The wife is nowhere to be seen right now. Yeah, I was about to say I can probably pull up an actual Blue Water map. That'd probably be easier for the people that are in the room. Not that it really matters, but so that way we know.
But we're just dropping off the wine stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
I mean, you're
seeing
dropping off the
Ezzy
wine, seeing
and,
Ezzy and talking to
Gaynor.
people, dropping Gaynor off and doing things. Yeah. So I'd at least like to put it on a map to have it on a map. There we go. Boop. For funsies. And that map is probably not right. So let's move Ezzy, Rikti, Irina, Jan. She's not there. She doesn't exist. Yeah, and Ismark's somewhere in the vicinity. Shield Guardian's gone. Sorry, guy.
Rest in peace, Shield Guardian.
Does that hound just stay with you, Trovik? I think it does until it dies or is dismissed, right?
Yep.
Perfect. You have a hound.
We've just had a hellhound following us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you had a
we had a-
hellhound following you for the last couple days, just chilling.
Hope that's all right.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
it's
at this
following
point,
you,
there's
nobody
a-
really seems to question the large minotaur with 3 axes.
I'm about to say there's a giant minotaur with 3 broad.
Like I feel like if there's anybody who would get away with it, it's probably Trovik at this point.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm gonna put him on the map just for fun. Doggo. But yeah, so you all would get into the tavern itself. Oh, and a Savari. I'm sorry, there's a Savari.
I was about to
There's a
say,
Savari.
I can't see.
You can't see. Well, that sucks. Maybe you should get eyes.
I have eyes.
Are you sure?
F.
Yeah, they're right there.
There.
Are you sure that's not an illusion?
It's not.
No, you're in. You're here. You're Tiefling. Can you see now?
Yes, I can see, and I'm gonna order alcohol.
That's good. And he has now a new type of wine available as soon as it is allowed to get tapped. But he also has the base 2 wines that he normally would always have. The Purple Grape Mash or the Red Dragon Crush is available right now. And if you wait an hour or so, the champagne. Oh, well, no, the champagne wouldn't be made yet. So, no. Yep, so he's got the 2.
Hmm.
You have your choice.
Whichever one's the stronger one.
He pulls out the bottle with the red label and just kind of pours it, slides it over to you.
Nice.
Yes. And he kind of looks and thinks to charge you for a moment. He just thinks it's going to be 3 and then he kind of thinks about it. He's like, "Are you with them?" Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Never seen it before in my life. No, I'm kidding.
He just kind of like stops asking for the tab. And kind of looks over the rest of the group.
He still like just straight up puts a gold piece on the counter.
Kind of reaches over for it, puts his finger on it, slides it over, and kind of smiles and nods. But Esmeralda kind of sleeping in the corner. Octavia is going to kind of like get up from his chair and kind of go over and tap her on the shoulder.
Oh, I was gonna do a thing.
You was going to do a thing? Or do a thing.
Yeah,
He's a,
cool.
He's a jackass. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go over to her, and I'm gonna pull my dagger and put it near her throat.
Oh no.
Fool.
Bad idea.
How dare you?
Wait,
I mean,
what?
Why are you like this?
Oh my
Ari
god.
just looks alarmed as she's sipping her drink.
Kelmo just sees
No.
this whole thing and puts his feet on the table, highly amused.
I wander
Victavio,
over
sitting
to
where he's
Kalmar
at,
and
just
says,
kind of looks over at you, and his eyes start to get a little wide. He is Victavio again, by the way. He's not Von Richten right now. So.
I just give him this look, like this really mischievous, completely playful look, and then turn to look seriously at Ezzy.
Kind of looks at you with this like grimace on his face and just kind of shakes his head as he looks away. And he kind of like peeks back over once or twice every now and again. So you just have your blade to her throat as she's asleep. Anything else?
I mean, I'm waiting a second because apparently she can't hear me or notice me.
I mean, you're not being quiet about it, are you? Or are you
Sammy,
kind of stealthy about it? Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah, no, I got
stealthy.
you. You're not being ridiculous about it, but you're not.
She's not a
being-
monster.
I mean, you would
She's
say
only
that.
half monster.
She's a vampire.
You would say that. +3 to that. Yeah, I'd say as you get right to the neck and wait for a moment, she kind of comes to consciousness. And kind of just like wakes up, and she's kind of like halfway rocked back in the chair at this point, kind of kicked up on the back legs of it. You got this blade towards her throat, and she just kind of creeps open her eyes and looks up at you. Looks down at the blade.
I'm waiting for a reaction.
Looks at you.
Quicker than last time, I'll give you that. Sheath my blade.
She kind of leans forward in the chair and kind of cracks her neck a little bit as she kind of sits up.
Oh,
Some help you are. She looks over at Octavia. He's kind of got a smirk on his face.
I grab during this since once that's done, I grab Enor's arm and I bring him over to John
Mm-hmm.
and all that kind of
Yeah.
and explain
Good.
the situation to John. And I'm like, hey, our friend is hurt. He's not all there. He needs to sit out for a while.
Chad just kind of looks him over. Kind of runs his hand in front of his face. He's like, "Yeah, he's pretty bad off, all right. Sure. I'll keep an eye on him."
And I look back to the I always forget his name. Tender.
Erwin.
Erwin. I look back at Erwin and I go, our friend's going to need to stay here for a while. He's not going to be much help, unfortunately, until we find some way to kind of snap him out of this.
John kind of looks at you as you're saying this to Erwin and kind of, I'll keep an eye on him as best I can. It's going to be a little hard with more shifts and having to go back to work and do this thing, but
There's no problem. He seems to listen to orders. So I just kind of look at Gaynor in the eye. I'm like, hey, Mage, I know you're going to hate this, but listen to John.
kind of looks at you and just like this scowl comes across his face.
See? and I kind of look at John. I'm like, see? He could hear you. He can't do anything about it, so feel free to insult him all you want. And I look at Gaynor. I kind of do like a friendly like tap on the side of the head. I go, and as I walk by, I just kind of whisper in his ear. I'm like, "You're better, friend." Walk off.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Aww.
As John kind of looks at his new charge a little bit haphazardly.
How do you like to play a round of golf?
As Esmeralda's now kind of recovering from this knife to the throat situation, kind of sitting right in her chair. That's one way to wake up. She kind of slaps Rictavio on the head as she stands up. She was supposed to be watching out for me, asshole.
He doesn't watch out for anyone.
Mm.
Oh no, he does watch out for the boars.
He was completely oblivious to that storm. If he had just stayed in that tower, that would have been dead.
So, Esmeralda kind of looks for the kind of smirky look on her face. How's charging around the swamp?
We didn't die.
I have these.
We made a new friend. And I point over to Savari.
And
I
the hag
wave.
did a thing. No.
What'd you say?
And a hag did a thing to Gano.
Ah, yes.
It's like run down in
Kinda looks
4
over it.
steps.
Yeah, she kind of looks over her and just like kind of puts her hand on her head as she's looking back and forth between Savari, Gaynor, the crossbows, and just like, that's a lot.
Also rescued some raven folk. I forgot that 5 steps. 5 steps, not 4 steps.
Yeah, I kind of lean back and look over at Erwin. I'm like, yeah, we saved more of your kinsmen. They're over at the Wizard of Wines.
He kind of just looks and smiles and kind of nods heavily. And then he remembers that he needs to go and unload the wine from the back and kind of tods off. But generally happy. That at least some raven folk have been saved.
So
Um,
I look at Brandon and was like, so now what?
yeah.
Now we hear from Essie. Do you have fun?
Mhm.
That's it.
She kind of looks and is like, not as much fun as you had, clearly. Had my own run-in with some hags.
Oh.
How dead are
Good
they?
thing. Yeah. They're,
Did they bring
They're-
back the children?
The hags had nothing
the
to do with
hags.
The hags.
I didn't see any hags with any children. Didn't see any children when I was there. I wasn't going to
Where
take
did
on
the
3
children
hags
go?
by myself.
werewolves. The children live with
Oh, the werewolves.
And at
Tried
this point,
the blood. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the children are back and safe.
Esmeralda kind of looks over, thinks about it for a moment, shakes her head. Yeah, it was interesting. And if I can have everybody in the party make a survival check for me.
Survival.
+7,
Esmeralda was
boys.
trying to search on the land This is the group check for Esmeralda's information that she knows.
Hell yeah.
So no advantages to the rules, just straight rolls.
Mm.
Womp womp.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Oh no.
We got fucked.
Right.
Oh no. Well, you're not
Lefty,
gonna
it's up
ever
to
get
you.
all the information.
That's what Trovic.
14.
Can Trovic win this for us?
19.
We'll see.
Natural
5,
20, Trovic.
4.
Come on, Trovic.
You got this, Trovic.
MVP.
I almost rolled super advantage. Nope.
Oh.
Fuck.
All right. So that's.
I mean, at least I brought the average up a little.
This is so great.
It'll be like a 10 on average.
That's rough. Yeah, that's real rough. 8. That's 17. 17 plus 19 is 36. 46.
He found his great coaster
Wow.
at the gift shop.
Okay.
I went to this place called Jurassic Park.
So, Esmeralda mentions that had a nasty encounter with some hags. Managed to escape. They were mad I was near their windmill. I went back there and checked it out. Found another set of stones right behind the windmill, just inside the forest. Didn't really get a good chance to look at it because hags, but it seemed like it had some sort of recess in the center of it. Might have been what you were looking for. I managed to make it all the way to the village of Barovia. Went to go do some research there after figuring out what some of the runes on the shrine were. Took some time. Didn't really find much, but seems like there's some sort of ritual to be done. Seems like each shrine has some entity that's guarding it. It seemed like those hags got pretty triggered when I showed up with their stones. Almost as if they drew them to them or something. I don't know if all of them are like that, but
They probably. Well, we found another area for the stones, and now we know of another, so we know where all three of them are at now.
3 shrines, 3 stones.
Also, the Amber Temple, and we also need to find more of those things like you got, Brandon.
Referencing fancy crossbows that flish and flash in her hands as she summons them into summons.
Her fancy crossbows.
Super fancy crossbows. That is all Esmeralda got for that roll now. So, guys, no extra material.
Cool.
Pretty much all the information we already got.
I
Does
mean,
Essie have a crossbow?
What's that?
Does Essie have a crossbow? I remember
does
she
have
had.
a crossbow.
Okay. I was going to give her a mine if she didn't.
She does have a crossbow.
we just give Essie a gun.
So,
let's see.
I guess our next play is after this is go to the Amber Temple and maybe swing by to see if my friend is around. Branwyn, you probably should join me if they are.
Sure. Is confused.
I'm talking about the potion guy.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. Need to go there.
The potion guy.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you'd like to look around town, you're more than welcome to before you set out again. All that
Sure,
can be done.
I can.
DM-wise, all that can be done.
Yeah, okay. Then I just kind of go off and I kind of tap Branwyn on the shoulder like, want to go see if our friend's around?
Yes, I need a word.
Sure. And as you go to do that, John is staying in the tavern with Irina and now Gaynor. He would actually walk up to Trovik. Excuse me, Mr. Trovik, sir.
Yes.
You were a soldier once, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
What did you do when you were given an order you didn't agree with?
I mean, it's not really up to me to question the higher ups.
He kind of just looks a little bit broken in his face for a moment. He's just like, yeah. Suppose the duty is to protect the people. That comes first.
From the point of view of a pirate, do crimes. Firm
That's
nod.
very true. I don't think I'll be doing that, thanks. It's just... Never mind. He kind of like holds up again. Thank you. I appreciate the help. Doesn't make anything any easier. But at least I know what a true soldier would do. He kind of steps away and kind of walks back to the table he was sitting at. So, as you all are walking through town, Branwyn, Kelma, to the potion place, you notice there are a number of flyers posted around town on the buildings and places that the similar flyers would be posted for like the Festival of Blazing Sun and things like that, right? But these flyers are different.
Okay.
They are on a red parchment with black lettering, and they seem to be posted every 4 or 5 houses or so.
Take a look at them.
It reads, "Come one, come all, for the righteous judgment of our dear Lord. In 3 days' time," and it seems to be dated a few days back. "In 3 days' time, the fate of our fair city will be decided by the rightful leaders. In the town square. Please attend,
Hang.
but not voluntary, or not mandatory."
You're not there.
You know,
Revolution?
I look at Kelmar. This is.
and you said MTC. You said this was a couple days ago, right?
It was dated a couple days ago.
Like,
Or
has
3
the
days
date
from
already
now. I'm like,
passed, or?
So-
no, the date is right about in line with where you're at right now.
Today? Like.
Today or tomorrow, you're not quite sure. Did a few days. The date itself was 3 days from however long ago, but you're not quite sure at what time this was posted.
Do I see anyone around?
I mean, there are a couple of... actually, let me see. Are there people in the streets? It's Valaki.
Nope.
Nope, no people on the streets. It's Valaki.
Cool.
Oh,
We
maybe
need to
the-
act potion guy.
Yeah, let's head to the potion guy.
Absolutely. And you get to the building. And is the potion guy home? Did he come back? Did he ever come back? Does he exist? As you get to the building, one of the windows is boarded up from where it had been broken in or shattered in at. The other one is not. It is still intact, and the door is the same wood door it always has been. There does seem to be light coming from the inside of the building. And as you all are approaching, you're able to enter if you so wish.
Yes.
And the potion guy is behind the counter as he just. My best customer.
I
It's
close the
very good to
door.
see you.
I close the door, and I look for like a lock. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else in the room other than us three?
No,
Okay. I lock the door,
not that you can see.
and I just kind of walk up to the counter. I'm just like, "Hey, by the way, I didn't tell anybody," and I point over to the brand when I go. She might end up being your best customer if you get my drift.
He kind of smiles and nods deeply. And what would you be interested in?
Before I say anything, I fish in my bag, put on my mask, and see if he reacts.
Curious. As you put on the mask, he kind of looks in your direction, kind of tilts his head to the side, gives a nod of acknowledgement. What do you need?
Tools.
Kind of, with much more of a even less. Kelmai, you've seen the snake oil salesman side of this guy.
Yeah.
You've seen the savvy side of him in flashes. This is the reaches down, flips a switch, and a side compartment opens with shit coming out of it, and like hidden compartments of things, and this, that, and the third to sell wares that aren't normally for sale. Very well black market style, just kind of.
And while that's going on, I kind of look out to make sure no one's peeking in windows.
Absolutely. And as you look out, you do see one or two townsfolk kind of walk by, looking through general windows and shops and stuff like that. Nobody seems to be peeping or prying per se.
Yeah, I'm just playing lookout.
Yeah. No, and I mean you see a couple people walk by, but nothing strange or nothing that catches you hard. But easily enough, he fishes out a number of different sizes and sets of lockpicks,
Cool.
giving you your choice. Various sizes and quantities. Some are multifunction, some are single use, single size, but easily enough you're able to get whatever you could possibly need as far as
Yep. Yeah, I have
equipment
lockpicks.
and things. You do.
It's tools.
He kind of looks and smiles as he gives them to you. Is there anything else?
Information. We've seen flyers around. What's going on?
Well, setting that old Burgermeister who does all these festivals in his place, I guess. Town's finally gotten right tired of him. And the person who got most fed up with it decided to do something about it. There's only 3 or 4 town guard left, and the town militia wasn't able to stand up to her. So nobody really objected. This new festival's to make it official.
New festival? What's going on? This doesn't seem.
It's like your anti-festival, let's say. Everybody was so tired of everything the Baron's been doing. Felt right to give him a send-off of his own.
So, is someone else officially taking charge now after that Baron, I'm assuming, gets permanently fired?
Yeah. Lady Walked is in charge. She's been in charge for the last day or so. The vote went by cleanly. No guards. The militia was on her side. She runs the town now.
I look over at Branwen, I'm like... Then I look over at the shop owner, I'm like... What about our friend, the other noble? What's that other...
Oh, God. That's a question.
That is a question. Do you remember his name? I feel like this is something that I don't give you.
I fucking wrote it down, but
Find the page.
I
It's
know.
gotta
I
be
know 3 of you have written it down, so I don't want to hear any excuses. Like it's somewhere. I mean,
I
I can't
literally
give it
need
to you
to look
since
through
3 of you have
7
written it down,
notebooks.
but I feel like that's bad DM of me to just give stuff away. It's Vasily von Holtz. Yes.
Vasily is... Yeah. There you go. What about Vasily? What's his role in this? He is a high noble, supposedly.
The old von Holtz, eh? Yeah, he's right in on it. He knows how to sit at the right side of power. When the Burgermeister was in charge, he was all real chummy with him. And nothing changed since Fiona's in charge. He wasn't loyal to the Burgermeister, he's loyal to power.
Hmm.
Can't blame the guy. I mean, you get a right-hand seat, you take it.
Just find
Can't
it
say
odd
I
that
wouldn't have
he's...
done it.
Just find it odd that he's the right-hand seat now to both people in power.
Seeing as what's about to happen to the person who was in power, I feel like second seat's not half bad.
When I look at Branwen, I go, unless second seat is really first seat.
Oh, that's a mystery. But he kind of looks over and he kind of looks back at you, Branwen. He kind of pauses for a moment. DM question: did you sign that letter?
No,
I
I
know
just
you
put.
left a note in Thieves' Camp. I just didn't know what you would put. I can't remember. It was like 6 sessions ago.
No, I did. I didn't sign it with my name. I signed it with the symbol of my guild.
That's right. You signed it to something you guild. Okay, perfect. And yeah, all right. So knowing that, he would kind of look at you. I assume that thing you took, you put it to good use.
Not yet. I have an idea.
You know, it's not easy to make. Give
I'm
those to just
aware.
anybody.
I could have made it myself.
You could try.
Don't underestimate me.
No, I don't. I just don't know if you know the secret ingredients. Kind of smirks and smiles.
I don't even think you know what you're looking at.
Fair enough.
I pull out one of my barbarians and I flick it towards him. Just kind of sound like, stop playing games.
No games to be had, my friend. Just a little back and forth banter with me and the beautiful lady. Anyway, do you guys need anything else?
We'll know where to come.
Indeed. And keep quiet about it. You're pretty good at that. He kind of looks over at Kelma.
Hey, I brought you a customer,
You did,
Rug.
and I'm grateful. And my time is precious, so I'll see you at the festival.
I take my mask off before we leave.
Mm-hmm. And with that, you have your Thieves' Tools.
You get your Thieves' Tools back.
And your information about the town festival that's soon to be coming up. That doesn't have a name and has red posters and black stripes. And you were able to make it back to the Blue Water Inn, where everybody is still gathered and resided.
On the way, I'm gonna take one of those posters.
Absolutely.
From someone.
And you were able to reconvene with everybody else back at the end. John looking kind of concerned in the corner. Rictavio still being Rictavio. Yes.
I slap the poster on a table.
And as you do so, everybody in the party and room can now see this. The people in town, Rictavio, Esmeralda are kind of shocked by this. John just kind of sits quietly in the corner.
I look over at John just because I'm noticing this as we walked. I'm go, hey, what's your problem?
The militia is involved with this.
He kind of stands up and looks over at the piece of paper and just, orders are orders.
I'm not gonna lie, I offered to kill him myself for you guys. I have no qualms.
He kind of like looks and you see a heavy look on his face.
Why do you care so much? Is there something we don't know?
Kind of looks and shakes his head. No, I mean, the Burgermeister, he was an idiot. But he cared about the people. He went about it in stupid ways. Nobody really liked him. But I mean, he wasn't the worst person in the world. This new lady, something seems off. But can't quite place it.
You don't trust her?
I'm going to do an insight check while he's talking.
Make an insight check. As he says, the Burgermeister didn't have many friends of nobility. Nobody really swayed the Burgermeister.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I mean, John's speaking from the heart, man. But he didn't really have any wealthy and well-to-do friends. He didn't really have any friends, but he wasn't influenced. She seems to know everybody with money and power.
It's not always a bad thing, no.
He kind of looks.
At the same time, he might be more than what it seems. There's to say, and Kelma like sits down in the chair. Who's to say that this new person and Lord Asshole aren't, part of, the big castle over there?
He kind of looks. He's like, thought it crossed my mind. It's not. And he kind of like struggling to find the words. It's not even the Burgermeister so much. He's just a man. If we were to kill him, it's yet another body on a blade. It's his family. What's the sense in it all?
Hang on. All of them?
That's what the festival is, It's a public display.
Even his children?
All three.
Okay, that's a little beyond.
I think I need to have a word with this Miss Walker.
I think I need to have a word with whoever's thinking about killing the kid.
I'm assuming one and the same.
You'll
I think
decide
it's
to
time
think
for
about your words and pay Vix Walker a visit or do whatever you decide to do. Moving forward, that is where we'll end our session, and we will pick back up next time with session 40 of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah. All right. Very, very, very interesting.
Let me be the first to say.
Hold on, one at a time, Osgood.
We kept a 50-person audience that entire time.
That's awesome. You guys are amazing for being here with us. You all are great.
Thank you.
And
again, guys, if you guys enjoy this stuff and you want to catch up to all the stuff we've been doing, there's a link to the One Shot Tavern That's where all the VODs from the past episodes we've run, and we do this every Sunday at 3 p.m.
We have a lot
So-
of fun doing it. Come and hang out with us. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
It's
I
honestly
enjoy it
so
every week, and I didn't think this was going to go on this long, but I am very happy that it's doing as well as it's doing. Everybody's having a great time. So thank you guys.
Once we're done here, we need to do something in the future with the same crew, like just in general.
The stars align.
Yep.
Schedules. The fact that we got this
Yep.
game going this long is amazing. So.
Yeah, it's been going.
Oh yeah,
for-
no, Ren, you're absolutely right. Also, I'm trying to think who was it? Was it Ren or was it Momo who wanted my mimic fight? The Stonebridge mimic.
I think Momo.
I think it was Momo. I know somebody wanted a stone mimic fight really
Stone-
badly. It's a Stonebridge mimic because you'll cross like 6 stone bridges and none of them ate you. Somebody was
Yeah.
upset about it for like episodes at a time. So I'm like trying to write that in some way in just like a flash
just a random bridge one day.
flash mob mimic. Just the last bridge you cross in the campaign is this massive mimic.
Yeah.
You wake up in the middle of the night in a cold
You
sweat.
get halfway
look
across
out
the
your
bridge
window.
and the bridge starts to devour you.
Exactly.
Then
Look
we
out
all
the
run.
window
Then
in
we
the
all
middle
run
of the
away and let
field.
Trovik deal with it.
It's just like a ridge.
Sad thing is, it would happen and it would work, and he would cut the shit out of the mimic.
Yeah, I'm about to say that Trovik would destroy the mimic.
I'm aware. Nothing stands a chance in 1-on-1 with Trovik.
No.
That's the
And
problem.
we have two barbarians now.
2.5.
2.5.
I'm here.
2.5 barbarians, the party's name.
So 2.5. I guess I count as a half. And Branwen, you could be a barbarian if you lose control, right?
She has the potential to do barbarian-y stuff. The party day rage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my goodness.
So, but all right, guys. Well, hey, I just want to say thank you to everyone coming on through. We truly appreciate people coming on through and having fun and all that great stuff. Just to kind of leave you guys off, I want to host somebody, and let me host this guy. He's a good dude, the Mighty Mick. Mighty Mick is a good guy. Not too sure exactly what he's doing today. He usually plays a lot, like he's a variety streamer and all that fun stuff. So go say hi to the Mighty Mick, and if you haven't followed this channel yet, I really appreciate if you follow my channel, so you can catch all the other stuff I do. So, all right, guys, you guys have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow with more either Path of Exile. I'm building a brand new Skyrim build and all that fun stuff. But other than that, you guys have a great night. Take care, all.